Hogan. This is you and me, Paige. You called me out
with Black and White Hollywood.
Bischoff.
I'm feeling nothing but love.
Hey, and can you believe who Jay Leno's got for a partner?
Well, you gotta train me to fight, huh? So much bigger on the screen. Now, that's the thing about bullies when you...
I see me and you against Bischoff and Hollywood.
NWO. We're gonna bust him up real bad in Sturgis.
Tonight Show, we'll be back in just a minute.
I feel real sorry for Jay Leno, real stupid little man.
The show that was heard around the world.
History was made when Jay Leno on the Tonight Show agreed that he would wrestle along with Diamond Dallas Page in the main event.
And for the third consecutive year, we come to you live from the Black Hills of South Dakota during the Great Sturgis Rally. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to WCW and NWO's presentation of Road Wild 1998. And as you look live over the arena that we have set up here, and the thousands upon thousands of bikers and fans who are jammed here, we bring you one of the most intriguing, one of the most talked about, one of the most entertaining nights of wrestling in a long, long time here at Road Wild. You see many of the fans parked on their motorcycles right up to the safety rail, right up to the ringside area. Many of these fans have been here for these seats since early this morning. Tony Schiavone, there's Mike Tenay. Still, even though he looks like this, the Professor, and of course Bobby the Brain Heenan. Mike Tenay, the world is talking about Jay Leno teaming with Diamond Dallas Page. It will happen, fans, tonight against Hollywood Hogan and Eric Bischoff. Talking's just about over. It's time to get serious, because when the bell sounds, you know that Hogan and Bischoff will be dead serious, even though Jay Leno certainly has had a lot of fun at the expense of Hollywood Hogan going in.
And Tony, without question, that has to be the most unique pay-per-view in World Championship Wrestling history. The main event tag team matchup all began as a war of words between the NWO Black and White faction and the Tonight Show. Well, it's evolved into a situation much more serious than that. Eric Bischoff has gone completely over the line, and tonight they will settle it in the tag team main event.
Well, Brain, tonight Jay Leno will step in the ring, and he's been training with Diamond Dallas Page, so he's not going to come in unprepared.
Well, a lot of people I've talked to in the back, they said, Leno's going to surprise you. Leno's a lot better than you think he is. Leno's in shape and Leno's ready. But what's on my mind is his gigantic battle royal. Look at the size of the guys you got. You got the Giant in there. You got Norton in there. You got Kurt Hennig. You got Kevin Nash. You got Sting. And you got Goldberg, the heavyweight champion of the world. Who will throw him out will be a feather in somebody's cap.
Who can throw him out is the question. Goldberg has entered this NWO type battle royal. As you heard Scott Hudson say on the pregame show, a wild card. Well, it's a wild night. It's Road Wild. And you can tell the fans are ready to go after the matches. As you look up on the stage, Travis Tritt will be in concert here tonight as well. So there's a lot going on in our third consecutive year at the Great Sturgis Rally here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. Let's take you now to Mean Gene Okerlund.
Well, Tony, I don't mind telling you, I have gone biker this week. We started in Denver, made our way to Casper, and then here to Sturgis in the Black Hills. I think the latest head count, 200,000 bikers this week in the Black Hills for this gigantic rally, and we thank you. I also want to thank our great sponsor, American Iron Horse. This is the newest custom-built bike on the road today. You got to check it out. It is absolutely fabulous. We've spent an entire week on this particular bike, and they do cook. Ask your dealer about it. Remember the name American Iron Horse. We're having fun at Sturgis. It's Road Wild, and it's party time as we go to my very dear, close, personal, long-time friend, David Penzer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the opening contest live at Road Wild 1998. It is a special grudge match, and it is set for one fall. Introducing first, he's accompanied to the ring by the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. From the Kingdom of Tonga, weighing 291 pounds, the Barbarian.
Jimmy Hart accompanies the Barbarian to the ring. Here's a match, guys, we've been waiting to see for quite a while. Since Ming made his return to the ring about a month ago, his target has been the Barbarian along with Jimmy Hart. It'll be target no more. They'll go one-on-one here tonight.
Battle of former tag team partners, both managed at one point by Jimmy Hart. Tonight they're going to settle their differences.
And Jimmy Hart has gone out of his way to keep this match from happening. He's tried to keep the Barbarian from Ming. No longer can happen. Gonna happen right now.
Let's go back to David Penzer one more time.
His opponent, also from the Kingdom of Tonga, he weighs 312 pounds. He is Ming!
Ming has been nothing less than unstoppable, not only since he has made his return, but even beforehand. Any wrestler will tell you that truly Ming through the years has been one of the most dangerous men in and out of the ring to ever be a professional wrestler, and he comes to the ring prepared here to face the Barbarian in this one-on-one matchup, and the Barbarian gets the first kick in. Here we go.
Well, what a reputation Ming has in the locker room. You're right, Tony. The monster is back. And here you can even see the faces of fear mentioned on the side of Ming's tights, that representing the former tag team that he formed with the Barbarian.
Barbarian almost daring him to go at him one more time, and it's almost like a sumo lockup right there. And of course, certainly Ming has had sumo background, Mike.
Actually, both men with extensive training, both sumo backgrounds in Japan. At the knife edge, Chuck connects from the Barbarian in the corner. Oh, look at Ming come out with the open hand. The palm thrust, just moving Barbarian across the ring.
Oh! Did he waffle him?
Yeah, but you know, a lesser man would have gone down in a heap, but the Barbarian stays up in the corner, and Ming now will try a different tack here, or maybe he won't. Barbarian stopped him, got him hooked over the top.
Oh, overhead that time with the belly-to-belly suplex.
They're so much alike, they're almost identical. You know, they come from the same part of the world. They have the same mentality. Both two tough men, very hard to hurt.
Pick up back body drop, and that would make you think they've known each other for so long. They've been tag team partners. That would make you think that there's more than meets the eye when it comes to the friction between the two men. Uh-oh, look at this pile driver. I don't know if it's something started by Jimmy Hart or something in their past that has caused this split between the two men, but you're seeing it happen right here in the opening bout here on Road Wild.
Well, Jimmy Hart, the distraction up on the ring apron after the pile driver connected by Ming. Now off the middle rope, attempted the diving headbutt, but the Barbarian able to roll out of the way.
The amazing thing about these two, they can pile driver each other all they want. I don't think you can hurt either of them if you hit him in the head.
Foot into the jaw, into the face, down goes Ming again. Or down goes the Barbarian again as Ming hovers over him. Ming, of course, very deliberate, and that cost him moments ago when he tried to come off the top rope with that splash.
He's not going anywhere now.
No, not at all. Barbarian's got him. You look at the fans here. Another great evening of weather here in Sturgis. We've been very fortunate, to be honest with you. 3 straight years and no rain.
Absolutely beautiful, and I can tell you that city officials estimated 360,000 visitors actually for this year's event. Off the top rope, the Barbarian connects.
Both men very slow to get up, and that's understandable. Both men can dish out a lot of punishment. 1, 2, but he's into the ropes, foot into the ropes.
No, just an out-and-out blatant chokehold that time by the Barbarian as the referee Scott Dickinson gets him to break the hold.
Everything met with such force here. I mean, we've seen a pile driver, moves off the top. These two men are really giving it their all in this opening bout. Into the ropes they go. Look at this big power slam. 1, 2, and he couldn't keep him down. Jimmy Hart up on the ropes, as you can see, but that was a massive power slam.
More or less just acting as a cheerleader at first, but again distracts Ming. Ming cannot remain focused on his opponent, turns his back on the Barbarian, and that's never a good idea.
Headbutt, and that headbutt one of the most lethal, but it didn't even knock him down, and now it's toe-to-toe. Slapping, chopping back and forth. Neither man will give an inch here. And a headbutt. And look at the Barbarian really shaking it off, almost telling Ming no.
Like I said, you can't hurt them if you hit them in the head.
And a headbutt, and now Ming really hauls off. Barbarian holding on now with one arm. That staggered the big man, but he comes right back. You're looking at two men who know how to hurt each other, but can't hurt each other here, apparently.
I'm not sure either of these two men can be hurt.
I'm not so sure either.
Well, remember even Jimmy Hart coming off the top rope this past Monday on Nitro with that 2x4 of Hacksaw Jim Duggan that had little effect on Ming.
Oh, he enjoyed it. Straightened out a couple hairs he had. He had a bad hair day that day. Hit him in the head with a board all you want. It don't bother him.
Trying to pull Ming out, the Barbarian, being encouraged by Jimmy Hart. And now they're on the outside, so he uses something else. Obviously, the steel will change the complexion of this. Head first now to the steel snaps. And he'll roll him on the back end again. Scott Dickinson, the referee, up to almost a 5 count that time. Well, you can tell that, I mean, we're outside. It's been a very warm day in the upper 80s all day. And these two men up and down, and a big one there. These two men have really been slugging it out. Watch out now.
Is he loading that boot?
Or what it looked like.
And Ming
Oh, there he's got him.
puts on the Tongan death grip.
Nobody gets out of this one. He's
put
had
it
it on everyone.
He put it on in the nick of time, too, Bray, because he was loading that boot. 1, 2, 3,
He got him.
flipped it.
Why hadn't he hadn't done that, he'd have got kicked with that boot. Look at Jimmy wailing at him. You're making a mistake, Jimmy.
Jimmy Hart with a lot of passion, a lot of, I don't know, he's calling someone to come in and help him out.
Well, in the past, it's been Hugh Morris, the Barbarians tag team partner, that's been involved with these two.
Uh-oh, here comes Ming to his feet, and it is Hugh Morris. Hugh Morris comes in and gets Ming from behind. Now the Barbarian rising to his feet. The referee's calling for the bell. We've got 2 men. Once the Barbarian gets up, it's going to be 3 men on 1 here. Oh, they're taking him down now, guys.
Well, finally, they found a way to stop the attack of Ming. An absolute outnumbered 3-on-1 attack.
Well, they're going to stretch him out to dry right here.
Ming down. Jimmy Hart directing traffic.
Well, they're positioning Ming for something. Obviously, Jimmy Hart mounts the ropes.
Jimmy's going up on top.
Jimmy trying to get there, being held by both men, and he's up. Jimmy Hart. Oh! Double axe handle on the solar plexus.
Look at that! He just tossed Jimmy Hart away.
Ming is still alive.
He comes up out of the dead. Look at this. Rising to his feet.
Go, Jimmy, go. Run for your life.
But Jimmy's in there with them, and they get him down again.
Boy, is he ever.
My goodness, I mean, the man keeps coming up. He's up again. This time, though, it's humorous. Pick him up with a big slam. They're not finished yet.
Oh, the big man's going up.
Well, this is going to be a couple 100-pound difference from that Jimmy Hart big splash as Hugh Morris goes to the top.
It's called no laughing matter. It's all target. In the lower abdomen that time. There's another visitor in the ring. It's Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
2x4 in hand.
And he's whacking away now.
And look at Ming is getting up. After that beating, he's getting to his feet. He's got Jimmy trapped now.
Jimmy's trapped. Boy, does he scurry away.
Smartest move he could have done.
I'm not so sure that Ming wanted any help. As you see how he stares down Duggan. We've seen this scene before, but I really think he needed it. I mean, he came up and he went down again. And Duggan.
Well, Ming doesn't make friends easily.
As Jimmy Hart up on the stage where Travis Tritt, after the wrestling is over tonight, will perform. Points towards Ming, who walks away. Duggan remains in the ring. And Ming, with that Tongan death grip, by the way, is the winner of the match. So much going on afterwards. We neglected to even remember who won the match. It wasn't really a match, though, Brady. It was more like a war.
Well, you know, there's no love lost there. They don't get along. Not anymore. There's that big man Barbarian. What a tough, tough customer this guy is. Almost went to kick Ming's head off with that loaded boot, but Ming got him in that Tonga death grip. Nobody gets out of this. He's trying like hell. It kicks off all your oxygen, drives pain down into your neck, into your shoulders, and he's got you down for the 1, 2, 3 count. There's your winner, Ming. Jimmy Hart off that top rope after they got Ming stretched out, lands on him like a fly, and then leaves him like a fly. Still a lot of strength, a lot of power left in Ming. You're gonna have to put this man away permanently. Duggan hits the ring with that 2x4, hits Hugh Morris, hits Barbarian in the stomach, across the back. Oh, he's ready to break Babe Ruth and Roger Maris's record all in one night. Jimmy Hart, you better move, pal, you better move. Your winner, Ming.
Well, as the professor told you, over 360 bikers descending this weekend. Actually, this is the middle of the Sturgis Rally as you look at our arena, and we're going to show you downtown. I tell you, this is a very small town, but once a year when the bikers from all over the world is in. There's Main Street at Sturgis.
Yeah, they estimated 360,000 visitors for this year. They're claiming that that's the largest crowd in history.
Showers in Sturgis? Ridiculous. I don't own a bike and I don't want one.
Ugly bikers, stinking bikers.
They don't even have bicycles in Germany, do they, Tokyo? Hey, they speak English? Yeah.
So it will be the Disco Inferno and Alex Wright. Both made a little tentative about who will get in. Ladies and gentlemen, the countdown is on and continues to one of the most anticipated tag team matches in pay-per-view history. Jay Leno of the Tonight Show is here. He's been here all afternoon. Of course, Kevin Eubanks is with him, and it's going to be very interesting to see what goes down later on. I think in light of the problems that have existed, especially over the last week with Bischoff and Page and Hollywood Hogan. I mean, this tag team match is a very heated affair coming up a little bit later on.
Really has been taken to another level over the course of the past week or so, hasn't it?
Rocco Rock and Alex Wright will tie it up. Back to the ropes they go.
They say Letterman's going to surprise everyone. Letterman, what's the other guy's name? NBC. Oh, Leno. Starts with an L, it's close enough.
You ever wonder why someone gave you the name of the brain?
No.
We do.
Well, you get excited here. There's so many things going on.
I know we get excited. I mean, this is WCW. This is NWO. This is the place to be. Full arm dragon twist now by Alex Wright. Rocco Rock. As Wright. We haven't seen much of Alex Wright lately, Mike. We've seen a lot more Disco Inferno and Tokyo Magnum together than Disco and Alex Wright.
And we've seen that Tokyo Magnum and Disco Inferno actually have formed quite a decent tag team, scoring a recent victory over the Public Enemy. And one would think in this matchup with the regular tag team rules in effect that would be to the advantage of Disco Inferno and Alex Wright, because we know just how much the tag team of the Public Enemy loves those street fights, representing their style, the Brawlers from South Philadelphia. Ooh, nice standing drop kick connects by Alex Wright.
Great drop kick, but every move here by Alex Wright and every move by the Disco Inferno booed by the fans as a tag is made in the Disco Inferno. And I think the reason is, not only here in Sturgis, but everywhere we go, fans come out, they want to see wrestling, they don't want to see dancing. And the other guys who would rather dance, shake around, as a roll-up, only a one count that time, would rather dance and shake around than they would wrestle. And the fact is that when they get serious about it, they can wrestle.
Oh, no question, when they can maintain that focus and that level of concentration, they can compete with the top tag teams in the world.
And I think they use that dancing to throw their opponents off. But they don't know when to use it sometimes. Sometimes they use it when they should, sometimes they use it when they shouldn't. Now they should dance and get out of there.
Johnny Grunge now will send the Disco Inferno in. Foot into the abdomen and a big clothesline. And a tag is made, a little high five tag that time. Alex Wright up on top. Of course, that missile drop kick, one of his favorite maneuvers. It was a cover, 1, 2, and he couldn't get him down. Johnny Grunge. A lot left in him, and Rocco Rock came in. And Alex Wright nails him with a forearm shot on the outside.
Well, Alex Wright really went airborne for that missile drop kick. Incredible elevation. Now follows up the advantage in the corner with those big right hands.
Held his ground. Johnny Grunge runs in. He misses. Double axe handle. And Alex ducked out of the way. The lariat. Look at the dancing again. Now he goes down.
See, now if he'd have given a couple steps and turned the other way to the right, he wouldn't have got himself caught up in that predicament.
Now, prime example of why we've given them that nickname of the Dancing Fools.
Is that the nickname we've given them?
They're dancing.
So, wasn't it?
I thought it was Dancing Idiots.
Consensus opinion.
What does it matter? Pick up and up. Oh! Face first goes the Disco Inferno. A great double team move by the former World Tag Team Champions, Public Enemy. There's a trash can.
The Tokyo Magnum just ran out to ringside with the trash can and handed it to Alex Wright.
I mean, out of nowhere.
Yeah, go get me a trash can.
Go get me a trash can and I'll wail away. Well,
go get me a dumpster.
And Mark Curtis is allowing this match to continue here, even with the use of the trash can.
Yeah, but Johnny Grunge thinks he's in his room right now. He's used to sleeping on the floor with trash all around him.
Stop it, Drain, please. But that's exactly what he is. And that,
they're going to empty out the back.
Why in the world how come that no one's been disqualified for using the trash can here? Were you privy to any street fight rules on this one, Mike?
Is this matchup now being fought under street fight rules?
I don't know, but as you see, when the trash can made its way to the ring, that caused Rocco Rock to bring in a ladder. Oh, the fans erupt on that one.
Has to be a huge benefit to the tag team of the Public Enemy. This is now street fight, anything goes, no disqualification. They change it right in the middle of the matchup.
I like it.
Well, that's what we want to see, and that's really, when you think about it, that's really putting Public Enemy in their element, and that's putting the other team at a disadvantage. But hey, they're leaving. They wanted it. They're the ones that brought the trash can to the ring, didn't they?
That's right. They started it. You get by the can, you go by the can.
Well, Disco Inferno is gone. Alex Wright is gone with it. And Tokyo Magnum has not yet left.
He better leave if he's smart.
I don't think, look at it, you can...
he wants to fight on.
Yes, he does. You can look at his face and tell that he's not pleased at all with his,
He's waving him back.
Oh, and they're coming with ammo.
No, that's a table.
Shut up.
A table has returned, and this time, Disco and Alex get their own table. Well, why not? This has never happened before. What are we seeing here? I mean, we've always seen Public Enemy out with a table, but never the opponents come out with a table.
Referee don't know what to do.
Disco's got a microphone.
Hey, you bums want to make this a street fight? We got everything but the kitchen sink out here already.
That'll come next. And the stove and the
Street
tub.
fight, you punks.
Well, they're one too late. We've already kind of established a street fight up here. I mean, and that's now the referee is going to have to make the deciding factor here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has agreed this match is now a street fight.
And here comes the kitchen sink. A toilet seat, or is that a picture frame?
No, that's a toilet seat. Here it comes. Mark Curtis has now said, yes, it is a street fight.
Well, how smart is that of Alex Wright and the Disco Inferno to challenge the Public Enemy to their specialty match? A little too overconfident, I think.
Trash cans being used, and also aluminum plates being used, steel plates, side of the head, the lid of the trash can now. Rules of the street fight, obviously, anything goes until one team cannot continue or gets pinned.
It looks like a ride at a Waffle House.
You've seen those, huh?
I got you out of there.
Don't go there, please. Disco Inferno in trouble here on the floor. He wanted it. Mailbox. That is a mailbox. I wasn't sure what that was, but...
That was a first-class right hand that he just nailed him with.
Special delivery for Disco Inferno, maybe?
They deliver on Saturday.
Stop it.
What's that now, a cookie sheet?
That's a cookie sheet, I guess. And Alex right up. It's whacked in the back. I tell you, with the force of that aluminum cookie sheet, that's got to really hurt. And I'm not so, Tokyo Magnum wanted these guys back, but I'm not so sure if he wanted them back under these circumstances. It's turned into a street fight brawl. A Black Hills street fight, if you will. Meanwhile, in the ring, snap suplex.
Can to can.
That's what it was. It certainly was. And Alex Wright choking Johnny Grunge with cookie sheets on either side of the head.
Don't invite these four over for dinner.
No, not at all. Watch out, down on the floor here, down towards the table. Alex Wright is on the table. And Alex Wright being held by Grunge. Rocco Rock being encouraged by the thousands of fans. Many starting to rev their engines on this one. Oh, he was tripped up by Disco. Disco Inferno helped his partner, tripping the man up. And now the Disco Inferno wailing away on Rocco Rock.
Oh, they're getting their bikes ready. Listen.
They really are. Meanwhile, Alex Wright, fans, has popped up. He is off of the table. He's crawling up. I thought for a moment crawling up on the apron, but he dropped down to grab himself that kitchen sink that you talked about.
There it is.
He's got the kitchen sink.
This is great.
Wow. He wiped him out. Look at it. And the noise it made on his back. What is next? Oh, Jeff Smith with that mailbox on the outside. Into the midsection. Boy, I tell you, tough call here from Mark Curtis.
We got garbage cans, we got ladders, we have tables,
Kitchen sinks.
we
Yes.
have pie plates, cookie tins, we have mailboxes, fire extinguishers.
Is it a tough call for Mark Curtis, or does he just turn him loose?
Well, I think it's a tough call because he has to watch battles on either side of the ring. He's got to call a winner here one way or the other, one would think. But it's very tough when they split up like that. And now here's Rocco Rock with that trash can lid. Tell you, we can call this all night, but nothing we say is going to sound any better than the whacking of that lid against somebody's back.
Fun to see these guys at a garage sale, isn't it?
Look at the back of Alex Wright.
Well, the fans are chanting table.
Yeah, well, I guess they've hit him with everything but a table here. I mean, we even had a ladder.
Alex Wright's been hit so many times in the back, it says Westinghouse on him now.
Is that Tokyo Magnum has appeared in the ring?
Why not?
Why, yeah.
Well, it's no disqualification.
Sure, go ahead, stay in the ring. He can barely stand, though. Meanwhile, there's two men on the outside, and on the inside, Johnny Grunge and Alex Wright.
He's got him good with that toilet seat in the ankle there, or that picture frame.
Right down the ropes, choking here. In the back of the neck with that cookie sheet again. I really think of all the weapons, that kitchen sink seems to be the heaviest and
Yeah, probably other than the tables and the ladder.
And least pliable. They should use that a little bit more. Plus, it has such a great sound when you're whacking someone in the head with it. They throw them in together. These two may never dance again. Down goes Disco. Alex ducked a clothesline. Great move by Alex Wright.
It was a leg lariat that time by Alex Wright that leveled Johnny Grunge.
Hey, Alex showed us something here. He's taking quite a beating. And now Tokyo Magnum crawls in. And look at Mark Curtis. You're trying to warn people during a no disqualification match, right? Tokyo Magnum now getting his blows in as Johnny Grunge is held by Alex Wright, who gets nailed by Tokyo Magnum.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Very sorry.
Thank you for all that, Brain, for translating all of that.
Well, I can interpret.
What would we do without him?
Oh, boy. Alex Wright very angry. Oh, meanwhile down on the floor.
Here comes in the ladder again.
The ladder in.
What, are we all out of chainsaws?
Alex Wright. I think Alex Wright's very angry that he was hit by Tokyo Magnum. He's walking away.
So he's going to walk out on his tag team partner, the Disco Inferno?
Well, that does leave Tokyo Magnum, and Disco Inferno is nailed again. Tokyo Magnum is walking away as well, it seems. There he is. And the Disco Inferno is there all alone. Boy, this thing's a mess.
It's like a plane crash.
I guess all that's left would be the table, or tables, if you will. Hey, golly, if I'm right, there are 3 tables in ringside here, aren't there, Mike? I mean, there's 2.
And one around the other side, I think.
Because Public Enemy brought 2 in, and
another one around the other side that Alex Wright and Disco Inferno brought to ringside.
There it is.
Johnny Grunge bringing the furniture around.
You can never have enough tables. It's nice to have a spare.
Nice to have it, especially when you're Public Enemy.
What are they preparing?
I have no idea.
It's
Fans,
not Din-Din.
No, it's not. 3 tables are around. You see one up on the apron.
But there's only one guy left to put through the table, and that's Disco.
And he can't even get up. I mean, this thing is with that the use. There you see him in the ring. The use of that ladder. There's nothing more left of the Disco Inferno.
We're going triple decker, I think, and a ladder.
I guess you need the ladder to get to the top of the triple stack, don't you?
Good call, Mike. You're not. See, that's why we call you the professor.
You're not here for nothing, Janae.
That's
the reason. Yeah, that's what. Well, there you go. It's a triple stacker, and poor old Disco Inferno is, I think, the unfortunate part of all of this.
Well, his tag team partners have both bailed on him.
And they're pulling him up the ladder.
He's trying to fight off. There's nothing the Disco Inferno can do here.
Now Flyboy Rocco Rock is climbing up the scaffolding.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh.
Disco's in no man's land. Oh, look out below.
Unbelievable.
There's your trifecta.
It's another first on a WCW pay-per-view. And they're going to scrape the remains of the Disco Inferno in the ring.
That was your basic Greco-Roman triple table smack.
Right onto the asphalt.
What'd you say? Oh.
And 1, 2, what?
Tokyo Magnum's
Tokyo
back.
Magnum nails Disco Inferno.
He really hasn't been much help, has he, tonight?
Not at all. Take you now back to Lee Marshall and a special guest at our internet location. And that, of course, would be a special referee coming up a little bit later on.
Obviously, you need to be impartial, not have an agenda, be totally without any kind of bias. And the question is, can you be that man in the match against Chris Jericho and Juventud Guerrero?
I got put in a situation this evening, Lee Marshall, to be a referee for the Cruiserweight title match. And I'll just put it plain and simple to everybody out there that's listening. I'm going to referee just how I see it, and better yet, I'm going to referee, let's just say if Chris Jericho was put in the same situation, he'd probably do the same thing as I'm going to do this evening.
I don't think Chris Jericho would find that to be good news at all. If you're to act the way he were to act, Chris Jericho couldn't be impartial or call it down. The middle of his life depended on it.
Let's just see what happens.
Continues with this special triangle match. This match will be fought under Raven's rules. There is no disqualification, there is no count out, and pinfalls count anywhere in Sturgis city limits. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who scores the first fall will be declared the winner. Introducing first the participants. From the Bowery, weighing 241 pounds and accompanied to the ring by Lodi, he's the leader of the flock, Raven!
Home sweet home.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the second participant in the triangle match from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing 236 pounds, Sid Hearn.
Interesting story surrounding this match that has to do with Kanyon, who we have been seeing sporadically. Didn't see him on Thunder, didn't see him on Nitro, saw him on WCW Saturday night. Raven claims that Kanyon is, I guess, might move over closer to his side, making us believe that it could end up being a 2-on-1 here.
I don't know when's the last time we took Raven for his word. That's been his claim as of late. We've been wondering about the whereabouts of Kanyon. And if you listen to Raven, he says that he is now on his side, which would almost make this a handicap match with Saturn in a 1-on-2 situation.
Yeah, but he's up for that. You don't worry about Saturn. He likes it that way.
David Penzer again.
And finally, for parts unknown, weighing 247 pounds, Ken John.
I know where parts unknown is. It's about 3.5 miles from here south. I was there yesterday, where we got the tattoo stuff for the big lady.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time there. Kanyon, Saturn, Raven in a triangle matchup where pinfalls can count anywhere in Sturgis. So this could get a little bit wild, especially if they go out around where the motorbikes are here.
And especially when you consider the innovator of offense, that's what we've called Kanyon as of late. All the crazy.
Kanyon, get him.
Didn't Raven just say Kanyon get him?
Yeah, it turned him loose, but as soon as Kanyon turned around, he was met by a clothesline from Saturn.
Kind of sicked him on him, didn't he?
But it's Saturn getting the first blows in. Raven has come through the ropes now. Mickey J has a task of refereeing this thing. Kanyon.
Did you ever know something about Raven? He just stands back, lets everybody else do his dirty work, and then he moves in for the kill.
Well, he whacks at him with a chair and handed it to Kanyon. He caught the chair, but I'm not so sure by that look that Kanyon is in agreements with Raven or not here, guys.
No, a little early to draw that conclusion.
Oh, apparently not.
I guess we have our answer now.
We certainly do. He sent him head first to the ring post. And Saturn goes tumbling on the outside. Raven, under Raven's rules, is ruling the ring here because he is in the ring while the other two fight on the outside.
And remember, no disqualification, no count out. Apparently the man who scores the pinfall in this matchup is going to be given the victory.
Saturn hits the steel steps, glances off of that, and almost goes tumbling down the other steps down to the road here. As there are bodies everywhere. Now, we're still unclear if Kanyon is on Raven's side or...
I don't think anybody's on anybody's side.
Well, that's what it appears, but we're still not sure based on what's gone on during the entire week here. Kanyon trying to get back in, and he's pulled down. He hits the apron face first now.
Now, Raven sticks Saturn on Kanyon to begin with. Now, Raven nails Saturn. Now, Saturn's been fighting Kanyon, but Raven now gets in the ring after throwing Saturn back in. Now, is Saturn with Kanyon or is Raven with Saturn? Now, if Saturn's with Kanyon, you have to think maybe Saturn wasn't with Raven, but Kanyon...
Great. Thanks for clearing all that up for us.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the ring,
it's the guy in the black.
And you know Raven just loves this. He loves to sit in the corner. This is all a part of his control.
He lets everybody else do it. It's like Hogan.
Did you see the eye contact between Saturn and Kanyon? It's almost as if a light bulb just went off.
Was that kind of a low drop kick? I believe it was.
You know what? I think they finally have realized that they have something in common, a mutual enemy in Raven.
Well, take them apart then, gentlemen.
Well, I think they're the last ones because we all have known that for quite a while. Meanwhile, here's a pickup by Saturn and Kanyon. Oh, boy. A double team, belly to back, and a neck breaker all in one. But hold on a second. The idea of who's going to pin Raven.
Well, you know what I think it is? Saturn pulled Kanyon off because I think Saturn wants to beat Raven.
There's no question about that, Mike. They both want to take him out, but they both want to be the man to execute the 3 count, it would seem. 1, 2. Oh, but he won't stay down on that one. Raven kicked away. Look at him hovering over Raven. Boy, he deserved every bit of this.
He's in real trouble now.
Oh! He pulled, almost like he pulled on him. Oh! Russian leg sweep. He ran him into Saturn. There's another one from Kanyon, 2 of them in a row.
And he holds on to it. I've never seen that done before either.
And again, 3 of them now. And Saturn perched up top. Saturn! Oh, big guillotine leg drop to the top.
He's got him.
Could be at 1, 2.
Oh, and again at the last split second, Kanyon with the double sledge. He doesn't want Saturn to get the win.
I mean, they could have taken this man out moments ago. In a bridge. 1, 2.
Saturn breaks it up.
And now they fight. Well, why not?
And look at Saturn. And look at Raven. He's got the chair.
Raven has the chair. He can take advantage of this. He hits them both at the same time. They both had their heads close enough together where both went down from one whack of the chair.
Kind of like a bank shot, isn't it?
Sort of a double header.
Yes. Isn't he good?
You two are amazing. Both men are down. Raven staggers up and goes to Saturn first. Can he read anything into that? He had a chance to either go to Canyon or go to Saturn. And
how do you draw any conclusions with these three?
I don't know. I think the only conclusion that we've drawn, which is the correct one, is that both Saturn and Canyon want to be the men that put Raven down for the 1, 2, 3. They want either the bragging rights or they want to be the man that's, I don't know. Maybe.
You know, before this is all over, Mickey J will probably wind up kicking the stuffings out of all of them.
It could. But the bodies are down now, not only on the platform, but down on the road here at Road Wild, and Raven and Saturn are going at it. Don't forget, fans, the rules say pinfalls can count anywhere in Sturgis. So there's not going to be a count out here, and we're going to follow them as best we can. I know if they get into the crowd, it can be very tough.
Oh, can it ever?
Oh, watch out. A little bit too close to the safety rail. Canyon put Raven in.
It's like three guys beating the heck out of each other on an interstate.
That's exactly what it looks like. Headbutt.
You're not going to cut me off.
There you see Mickey J out with them.
They're having a fight by. Amazing.
He is stalking as Saturn is Raven all the way up to the stage area. Here comes Canyon, double axe handle blow. He gets Saturn off of Raven. Uh-oh, not on the asphalt. Oh yeah, on the asphalt. Oh my goodness. On that rampway.
I see an 18-wheeler come through here right now.
No, I wouldn't.
With the brakes out.
Knee lift by Saturn. Onto Raven. Well, this is living up to the name of Road Wild, isn't it? This is about as wild as you'll find.
Here's a cover.
Kicked out on the ramp.
Shoulder up.
Thank you. We saw shoulder was up, and Canyon comes in. Not a pile driver. Not on the stage. A pile driver. Oh my!
Oh, there's just no give to that stage.
I'll tell you what. You can severely injure a man. Here's cover 1, 2, and Raven makes a save.
Well, sure, because he doesn't want Canyon to win the match.
Sure, I can understand that.
Whoa.
Watch out. About right now, I can just about understand anything after these last two matches. All the way down the rampway.
This is Road Wild. This is not real stories of the Highway Patrol.
That's right. It is Road Wild, Brain. And now they're out further than the rampway there, up against the stage.
I wouldn't be surprised if Broderick Crawford shows up. Move it, move it, move it.
Head first.
Look at this.
Oh! Double clothesline delivered by Saturn as he just went airborne, jumped off the stage.
You know, we've been focusing so much on who's on whose side here, and we really neglected to talk about how great all three athletes, how great a shape they're in to be able to continue to either kick out. I know there's been a couple of saves. To be able to kick out, be able to stay in this match.
Just superhuman efforts on the part of all three of these competitors just to stay active in this matchup.
And there's not been one hold put on. They've just been out there kicking each other, pounding on each other, slamming each other on the ground, on the floor, in the ring.
It's Raven's rules. What else do you expect?
And they're getting back closer to the ring. Canyon's got Raven by the hair, while Saturn, who hit the safety rail, stays on the outside. Now finally back into the ring. Raven mounts a comeback, incredibly, into the ropes. Both men are in. How about this? Saturn's got him hooked.
T-bone Raven. Goes for the cover, hooks the leg.
1, 2, and a save by Canyon to prevent the win by Saturn.
I wish I was in there. I'd give up.
I wish you were in there
I'd end
too.
it right now.
There's been a lot of matches this year I wish you'd have been in. To the ropes, to the other side. Sleeper hold. And after all of this, a sleeper hold, and a sleeper hold by the taller Canyon.
Of course, countered by a jawbreaker.
A double jawbreaker, Mike.
Of course.
A triple jawbreaker.
We've seen something new again. This is one of the reasons the fans watch these pay-per-view telecasts. You never know what you're going to see. You're always going to see something exciting, something different, something unusual. And we've seen a bevy of it here tonight already. We're not even an hour into it. A cover by Raven. 1, 2. Rolled off by Canyon. He covers Saturn. Or does he? Well, no count there by the referee.
Mickey J's done more counting than an accountant.
Canyon will hook Saturn out. And well, I thought that time was going to maybe suplex him on Raven.
That's what I thought.
But he put him up on the top turnbuckle here. That gives Raven an open window to step through. He's got. Oh! Holy smokes, how about that move?
I don't think anybody's going to get up after that.
Now, Mickey J just got to give that mandatory 10 count.
6.
And that. No one may be able to answer the bell here.
Raven's up first, though.
Well, Raven's the only one that got up.
Stops the count.
That does stop the count. It continues the match here. He goes, snatches Saturn. Oh, he's got Canyon, too.
Could this be a double even flow? Well, that was the attempt.
I think he caught Saturn with it, but Canyon held onto the ropes. Canyon did not go down. 1 and 2, and no sir.
And then he makes the save.
Canyon pulls Raven out to the floor with it. And a suplex on the platform.
Oh. Is that the platform or Raven's spine?
I think it's a combination of both. Meanwhile, Saturn is still in the ring. He's still hurt in the ring.
Oh, he's climbing the scaffolding here.
Why not? Got a long way to drop, and he's going to try. He tried to splash from about halfway up the scaffolding there.
Aha, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Lodi
pulled him out of the
from
way.
ringside pulled him out of the way.
Pulled Raven out of the way.
Maybe.
Of course, can you believe this? Lodi's still sticking up for Raven, the guy who broke his fingers.
Yeah, maybe he'll reward him by breaking the fingers on the other hand after the match is over.
Amazing the mind control that Raven has over the flock.
Saturn's got him up in the
Death Valley driver.
That should be it. That 1, 2, and the save, and this one is by Lodi. Lodi helps Raven again, and Lodi is sent over the top by Saturn.
Horace Boulder's out.
Yep,
Big Horace.
Horace Boulder with his stop sign.
First a clothesline from behind. Now he's got the stop sign in his hands.
Batter up.
What was that?
Swing and a miss. Oh, batter up and Lodi down.
It looked like some powder, some sort of substance from the hands of Lodi, who got nailed with a stop sign. Oh boy, that time he hit Raven. Boulder.
German suplex for Horace from Saturn.
Here's a pickup again. He's going to do it again. A Death Valley driver. 1, 2. Saturn. Saturn wins this thing.
Boy, what a tough win that was.
Much like the last match, no winners, only survivors.
Boy, their body's going to be sore for the next couple of weeks. I don't care how good a shape you're in. These 3 men took one heck of a beating. In the ring, outside of the ring, on the floor, up the ramp, they gave it their all. Horace Boulder in with that big stop sign. Saturn gets out of the way. He stops for a second, turns around, and waffles Lodi with it. Horace goes after Raven, nails him with it. Horace don't know where he's at. He's on his way over in a German suplex now. Dropped on the back of his head. Saturn up. He sees Raven, he's got him in his sights. Picks him up. Just about the beginning of the end right now for Raven. He drops him. Mickey J in position. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Saturn. And he earned it the hard way.
Yeah, your survivor, Saturn.
That's right.
Over Canyon, Raven, Lodi.
And the flock members, not much help for Raven.
As you look at the crowd jammed in here at the arena area for Road Wild, we still have to come here tonight. A match for, I guess, the television title. We also have to come here tonight a match for the Cruiserweight title. And I say, I guess, for the television title, because Stevie Ray will face Chavo Jr., and that is if the notarized sheet that he has been parading around the past week is legit. Many people feel not. It's time to go back to David Penzer. Take it away, Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a one-fall contest. The winner of this match will earn a WCW Cruiserweight Championship match at a later date. Introducing first from Tijuana, Mexico, Psychosis!
Well, plenty at stake in this matchup. Winner to go on to gain a shot at the WCW World's Cruiserweight Championship. We're going to determine that matchup later in the evening with Chris Jericho and Juventud Guerrera.
His opponent from San Diego, California, Rey Mysterio Jr.
Rey Mysterio gets a great hand here, Brain. I would venture to say we're going to see a much different matchup in this match than we saw in the last two.
Slightly different, do you think? Very similar backgrounds for these two competitors. Both trained at the same wrestling camp in Tijuana, Mexico, under Rey Mysterio Sr., who was the uncle of Rey Jr. Psychosis actually began his training a year or two before Rey Jr., and I can tell you, it began as a very friendly rivalry between the two and has turned into a very competitive situation, especially when you're dangling the carrot of a WCW World Cruiserweight shot to the winner of this bout.
They've come from all over the world for this one.
They do every year here to Sturgis, and of course the last three we've been here as well. And it's good to have you with us. Can you imagine right now? I would imagine that in the back in his trailer back there, that Jay Leno is starting to get a little bit of butterflies going right now. And I would think, you know, he is so relaxed giving the monologues, so relaxed behind the desk at the Tonight Show. Of course, he's one of the greatest. But coming into the wrestling ring, knowing that he's going to put, you know, his livelihood on the line, his health on the line, one would think the closer it gets to the time where he comes out, the more the butterflies start to kick in.
They may have to call a SWAT team just to get him out of his trailer.
I don't believe that'll happen, but I believe he's got to be a little nervous right now.
Oh, who wouldn't be? Yeah. I remember my first match. I was in a lot better shape than Leno. I was a lot tougher than Leno. I was a lot sharper and smarter than Leno. I was scared to death.
What?
I was scared my first match.
You were tough and smart and sharp.
Well, thank you. I agree with you.
Side headlock now is Psychosis. Psychosis, obviously, just the opening seconds of the match, wants to ground Rey Mysterio Jr. here.
You know, smart strategy on the part of Psychosis, coming off a victory recently over Juventud Guerrera, putting him into this matchup with Rey Mysterio Jr. to determine that #1 contendership.
Deep arm drag takedown, and he takes Rey Mysterio back down to the mat once again.
Well, again, we talked about both wrestlers training at the same camp. They're so familiar with each other. As a result, I think neither wants to make a critical error in the early going of this matchup, open up the bout, and allow the other wrestler to take control.
Rey back up. Rey, of course, is so quick and so light on his feet. He is just, he's phenomenal. And, of course, he's one of the athletes that you look at and you think his size, his demeanor, that he can't continue long in a match. But we've seen Rey Mysterio go 25, 35 minutes and get second and third wins with the best of them. Here's a drop kick. It's called heart and determination. It's called never say die. Attributes, Brain, I know that you had when you first started wrestling many years ago.
Nah, not a one. I tried to save my tail. That's all I did. I said it's Mysterio. He challenged Kevin Nash a year or so ago. He'll fight anybody.
Yes,
He's got more guts than he has brains.
Once again, there's always a feeling out process, even though they know each other quite well. They've trained together. They've wrestled together. There's always a certain element, the unknown element. Is he going to bring something new to the match? Is he going to try something I haven't seen? And you're seeing a little bit of that right now.
And that probably is going to be the key in this matchup. The wrestler that can vary his offense, make it unpredictable for his opponent, is probably going to be the one that's successful.
Rey up top, look at this. On the shoulders, and rolls him over. 1, 2, and he holds him down for only a 2 count.
Unique ankle lock scissors takeover by Mysterio for the 2 count. Quickly gets to his feet, delivers the knife edge chop.
You know, a lot of times that's the part of Rey Mysterio we do not talk enough about. Here's a pickup, and he just drops him on the mat, ducks a clothesline, missed a back elbow, and down goes Rey Mysterio Jr. Yeah, he's quick, he's agile, he does the high-flying maneuvers. Here's a cover, 1, 2, but Rey also has great leg strength. How many times do we see how he can hook a man's head and hook on in a spectacular move and and stay hooked onto his opponent.
Well, think of all those moves where he uses the top rope, those springboard moves, so you know that his legs have to be in tremendous condition.
And he's had a lot of leg problem too.
Just coming off that major reconstructive knee surgery. A great move by Psicosis.
And don't forget that knee surgery was thanks to Chris Jericho, the reigning cruiserweight champ. Cover here, sort of a nonchalant effort by Psicosis. Had the leg hook, but well, laid back, really didn't have his weight properly distributed across the chest of Mysterio.
Well, like you said, Mike, there's so much at stake in this match. I wonder if they forgot about it right now, Psicosis. Very important to beat this man.
And as Mike said earlier, with a win that he had over Juventud recently, you know, one would think Psicosis is on a roll right now. Of course, always one of the top cruiserweights. And Mike, you mentioned about the knee courtesy of Chris Jericho. There is no question Chris Jericho, the cruiserweight champ. But the impact Chris Jericho has made in the cruiserweight division has been one of the greatest impacts anyone's had over any division in the history of our sport. I mean, here's a man who has taken apart his opponents one way or the other, who's manipulated the system one way or the other, who's kept the belt around his waist. You know, he is really, we call him Mr. Loophole, but he really is.
Oh, look at this.
He really is slippery.
Well, I think we're all sick of Chris Jericho's whining, crybaby antics outside the ring, but once he gets into the squared circle, there's no denying it. He's a 5-time WCW World's Cruiserweight Champion.
And the winner of this match will move on up that ladder in the Cruiserweight division here. Very important match for both men. Here's Juventud picking up Rey Mysterio Jr. Not only put him up in the air, but helped him come down very, very hard.
Yeah, drove him down with extra authority, stomach first into the canvas.
Don't waste any time with him, Psicosis. That man right there on the mat with the mask on can take you out at any time.
You know, and I think Psicosis knows that, and I think all wrestlers know that, but you still see wrestlers, when they get Rey Mysterio Jr. down, they'll do a lot of showboating, a lot of parading. A lot of times in the heat of the battle, some of the things that you think, well, we sit up here and we can survey the situation and call it from here, but a lot of times you lose sight of that. We've seen it so many times. Wrestlers make what we think are critical mistakes that normally they shouldn't make. And taking your time going up top with Rey Mysterio Jr. could be a mistake. And it could be the guillotine leg drop. And it was a mistake. Rey was waiting on him. Boy, Rey had a lot of chance to rest on the mat that time. Got the feet up to the face in the nick of time, and he sends Psicosis now head first to the top turnbuckle pad.
A drastic switch in momentum. Mysterio able to extend the leg, connecting with Psicosis coming off the top rope. That opens it up for Mysterio now to take control.
And Mysterio calling out to the fans here as well. Turns back around, ducks the lariat, forearm shot to the face, and here we go. No, we don't. Other side. Watch out. Rey hooks on.
Incredible agility.
Cartwheel up on top. He actually leaped on his shoulders that time, and there's that leg strength, hooking the head, keeping the man hooked all the way down to the mat.
And I think a smart move by Psicosis, rolling out to the floor, out to that apron area, extended. Chance to slow down the offense of Rey Jr.
You can tell when the fans here at Road Wild appreciate a great maneuver. They'll rev up the engines on their motorcycles here. As Rey now, a backhand chop, rolls Psicosis in.
I think that sound's coming from that porta potty over there.
Stop it. Up on the top turnbuckle. Oh, big crossbody from the top. But couldn't hold him down, only got a 2. Rey showing a little bit of disappointment now. Springs off the ropes, up on top again, but that time Psicosis. That was just a basic defensive maneuver, letting the momentum of Rey Mysterio carry much of the weight that time. And as a result, both men hit very hard, but I believe Rey took the brunt of that.
No question. Nice counter by Psicosis. The back of Mysterio's head connecting with the canvas, lays back again, and again gets only 2 count.
You can see,
right into the face of our referee, Charles Robinson.
It's frustration almost every wrestler to a man wrestling Rey Mysterio has gone through. And a lot of times you think they should know better. I mean, here's a man that just does not stay down.
And factor in the winner of this matchup gets a shot at the world's cruiserweight champion. Just shows you how important this match is and how frustrating it can be to the both wrestlers.
Now just grabbing the trapezius, this nerve hold, so painful. You know, obviously, I can tell you that a nerve hold like that will certainly put your arms to sleep.
Oh, it numbs it all the way down to the elbow and into the wrist.
It sure does, all the way down to the thumb, to the fingers, and that's what it'll do. And it's a different strategy that we have seen, though. I mean, now Psychosis, I don't know if this is because he's frustrated and feels, hey, I can't keep the man down. Maybe I'll try to get him to submit or what, but it's a certainly different tack that he's using here.
Well, who would know better than Psychosis, so familiar with Ray Jr., maybe what his weak points are, what it would take to slow him down.
Ray, as you can see, though, trying to get back up. Slipped an elbow in.
He's got to get back up, and he knows that. He can't stay down.
Psychosis going to pick him up here, at least attempt to. Yeah, got him up. Has the arms hooked. Has the arms and the knees hooked. No, look, Ray has no escape at all here.
Oh, just
oh
falls
my
back.
goodness. 1, 2.
Yeah.
And it was only the leg strength that got him out that time. That's
That
all
was
it was.
it.
I mean, his arms, his knees were hooked, and he just pushed up with those powerful hamstrings and those legs of his.
I thought he was going to climb the top rope with him and go backwards.
And he hit very hard that time. It was a great move by Psychosis, but Ray just wouldn't stay down again. He's amazing.
Just looked like there was no way out for Mysterio at that point, but you're right, the leg strength enabled him to kick out at 2, and Psychosis follows Ray Jr. out to that floor.
Well, you know, you could almost see it, and right now, a moment of indecision turned into a good move nonetheless from Psychosis, but Psychosis walked towards one of our cameramen that time. You can almost see that he didn't know what to do next. He was almost at his wit's end, but he came away with a great drop kick, and let's see what he can do now. He rolls him on the inside.
Well, he knows there's no way that he can get that cruiserweight title shot when both men are out on the floor. He's going to have to roll him into the ring, get the pin or submission victory. What's next? Half crab.
Half crab is what it is. Ray trying to block it by you see that arm, that right arm, pushing up, trying to keep the pressure off his back, and he just dropped it.
Why did he let him go?
I don't know why he let him go.
He's getting frustrated. That's what's happening.
That's got to be what it is. I think maybe that he thought the half crab would have an immediate submission, but it did not. They're back into the corner. Mysterio and Psychosis. Up on the top turnbuckle pad. Hauled off, slapped him in the face. What he's trying to do here, fans, obviously, to stun him, to get him where he cannot counter, so he can get up top and hook on a Frankenstein, and he got him down.
Brought him back into the ring.
But he's still wasting a lot of time.
Here's the cover.
Couldn't hold him down. That time, Ray just used his hands and pushed the face and the head of Psychosis off of him that time.
That was desperation right there.
And again, Rey Mysterio Jr. showing us over and over again, it's the same story with him. It's not how big you are, it's the size of your heart and determination. And now he's going to the knee. Now he's going to the knee, and I believe that's...
that's the left knee. That's the one that has the brace on it, previously injured, just back from surgery.
And the first time that he has worked on that knee here, and he feels that knee is enough.
Another high-risk move on the way. Psychosis heads out to the apron and now mounts the ropes.
Meanwhile, while he tries to mount the ropes, Rey Mysterio Jr. out of nowhere kicks him off over top of the ring post to the floor.
Well, how quickly Psychosis went up to the top rope, and even quicker, Mysterio was able to catch him with a drop kick from behind.
And even quicker the way he hit the floor.
Yeah, and Mysterio went right back down to the mat, too. Show you that was a desperation move. Now he's up, he's down, and he hit him. Oh, my, did he ever? Did he ever?
Springboarding by Mysterio up and over that top rope. Came crashing down onto Psychosis.
Into the ring he goes. Rey Mysterio Jr. What a competitor. Determination, heart.
Shoulder block from the apron.
Up on top. Big sunset flip. 1, 2. Couldn't keep him down.
He got him.
Still fight left in Psychosis.
He didn't get him. To me, like he got him.
When I say couldn't keep him down, it means he didn't get him.
I know what you're trying to say, but when I said when he was down, it was when
well,
he was
you
up.
were wrong. Up and through the legs he goes again. To the midst. You're starting to stutter here. Up on top. Oh!
Well, just what we expected. We knew we would see something different from Mysterio in this matchup, driving him face first into the mat.
Now he's going up.
Going up again.
That's what I said.
Split-legged moonsault back into the ring.
Caught him. 1, 2, and no, couldn't keep him down. So these same thing can be said for Psychosis here. I mean, this has been a high-impact match. Many high-risk maneuvers, and both men's ability to escape has been the #1 determining factor in this match. Almost a version of a jackknife powerbomb there. 1, 2, and he couldn't keep him down. Actually, the shoulder was up much before that.
Just took him with one leg, did Psychosis, driving Mysterio to the mat. And again, the frustration level sets in after another 2 count.
I don't think Psychosis can put him away.
Hit the top rope. Did Psychosis, and thus hit the back of his head.
You know, we talked about a critical error that might turn the tide.
Could be it.
Springboard. Hurricane Rana.
Oh!
He's
1, 2, got it.
Yes.
Drove his head straight down on the mat.
Straight down. Talk about a nosedive.
And that gives him the title shot. Ray Jr. wins this #1 contenders battle, and he will go on to face the winner of the upcoming Juventud Guerrera Chris Jericho matchup to be refereed by Dean Malenko.
Great effort by both men. You got to give them that. And once again, the ability to escape. Back and forth they went, and Mike, you called it right. Sometimes one mistake can lead to the end of the match. With that, we take you back to Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Comes over that top rope. Suicide dive, I call it. Mysterio, such good, great shape. Look at this move. Slaps the back of his head to the mat. Average man would never get up from that, but he's up. He's up on that top rope. And watch this, catches him, takes him under, drives his head right into that mat, stops him on a dime. Your winner and #1 contender, Rey Mysterio Jr.
As the action continues here on Road Wild, you know, in downtown Sturgis, you can get just about any leather item that you want. I don't know what leather item you would want, Brain, but any type of
any leather item that you want?
Any leather item that you want, any type of body piercing, any type of tattoo.
Everything inflatable.
and just about every type of motorcycle as well, downtown Sturgis. It is quite a place to be, and it's exciting being here. But of course, when WCW comes to town, the excitement amplifies. And when you amplify that, as you take an aerial shot from our helicopter here, amplify that by the fact that Jay Leno is here tonight and will wrestle for the first time ever, well, the excitement is at an all-time high for Road Wild.
Oh, you're not kidding. Even last night, I went out and had a steak. It was made of leather.
Let's go back to Pinzer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next match at Road Wild is for the WCW World Television Championship. It is set for 1 fall. Introducing first the challenger, accompanied to the ring by his horse Pepe. From El Paso, Texas, Chavo Guerrero Jr.
I guess a guy like Chavo would just fit right in with some of these people here, some of these fans. He's a little bit eccentric. He's a little bit off the wall.
A little bit?
A little bit.
I think he's a little bit.
He's calling for his little horse, Pepe.
No, he's calling for Pepe.
Yeah, you don't want to go too many places without your little wooden horse.
Right, he's okay. Come on.
Yeah, especially when there's 360,000 bikers hanging around.
I'm the real TV
You know where they might find that
champion.
horse at sun up tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I don't even want you to answer that.
Somewhere's in the Black Hills.
Yeah, they could. They really could. Black Hills, of course, right on the horizon here.
That's right. I can see him from here.
Chavo, though, you know, Chavo this past week, Mike, walked away with that TV belt. He said, hey, I got the notary seal that I found in Stevie Ray's bag. I made myself the World Television Champ.
Because he has a habit of going through the locker room, rifling through the bag of Stevie Ray. We've seen him bring out a championship belt in the past. You're right, he brought out that notary seal. He claims that as long as you have that seal, if you can make yourself champion, that he thinks he should be world's TV champion.
And I guess in many ways he'll get that shot here.
This match is null and void, and everybody knows it. He's got the television championship belt around his waist, but I'm the TV champ, and everybody knows that. It was said so last week on the contract that I typed up and stamped with this notary stamp thing, whatever. Stevie Ray ripped it up last week, so I spent all last night typing up a new one, and it says it right here, signed, sealed, delivered, and stamped.
It's been all night.
I am the television champion. So come on out, Stevie Ray, let's see what you got.
His hat's too tight. Big man.
His opponent from 110th Street in Harlem, New York. He is the self-proclaimed WCW World Television Champion, Stevie Ray!
I guess I don't know what to think here. Obviously, Chavo's claims are silly, but in many ways, I think Stevie Ray's claims are the same.
Sure, very reminiscent of the way that Stevie Ray took possession of that World's TV Championship belt. You know, I tried again this week. I think it's been almost 4 weeks now that we've been trying to get a hold of Booker T to confirm this situation. Nothing. He still refuses to answer my calls. No one has been able to talk to Booker T about this situation.
If you can't get a hold of Booker T,
Nobody can. That's right. Because as we know, everyone answers Mike Tenay's phone calls.
You know what he should do, Guerrero, since he's got that Notary Public stamp and he's making all these legal
what?
papers, he should maybe write his will right now. It wouldn't hurt.
May not.
And leave me Pepe.
You want the horse?
Well, I don't want it for keeps.
It's going to be Stevie Ray and Chavo Jr. for the disputed World Television title.
Not the television champion. Can you get that through your thick skull? Can you read? Can you read? Well, I hope you can. It says right here, I am the television champion. So give me the belt. Give me the belt. What? I know I'm the television champion.
Now
I'm
he's
the
talking
television
to the
champion.
horse.
Ask Pepe. He knows. He's the champ. You really want to go? You really want to have this match? Is that what you want? Relax. Take it easy, Big Trooper. You want to have this match? We can't have this match without the ceremonial handshake. Right? So if you really want to have this match, you got to shake my hand.
I have no idea.
Yeah, remember at Bash at the Beach when he extended his hand? I don't think Stevie Ray wants any part of a handshake because it was on our last pay-per-view event when Chavo offered the hand. As soon as they made contact, he immediately submitted.
Yeah, who knows what he's going to do? He's nuts.
And Stevie Ray called it right. The guy's crazy. Well,
stand back, Stevie Ray. He'll eventually beat himself.
Yeah.
He has no control over his own hand. Did you see that?
Thing. Ooh.
All right, forget the handshake. Here we go. Chavo Jr. Those blows having no effect on the big guy. Stevie Ray gives him an incredible look. And, well, Chavo trying to use his quickness now, just try to get out of the big guy's way.
Well, that has to be his best offense. Hit and run.
I'd grab Pepe and get out of town if I was him. Or forget Pepe, just get out of town.
Chavo just running away. I guess this may not, I was getting ready to say, it may not be bad strategy to try to get him back in the ring, to try to maybe wear him out by having him chase you everywhere.
Well, you're not going to wear down Stevie Ray.
Chavo Jr. just overmatched here. Too much size, too much bulk, and right now, a lot of determination for Stevie Ray. Chavo trying to send him over with a sunset flip, but not enough power. Look at this, grabbing him by the throat, pulls him through the legs, picks him up. And he went to the eyes.
No, it's a shortcut that worked.
You're not kidding, it works.
Chavo's got some fight in him.
It's the only thing that's worked.
I think now Stevie Ray's getting angered.
Now I think it's already happened.
Yeah.
Chavo running away again. It would be smart for Stevie Ray just let him run. Once again, you run after him too much, you can get winded. I mean, it's almost like a 90s version of the rope-a-dope. You know, wear your opponent out.
It's a cat and mouse game is what it is.
Again, Chop, not a bad, I tell you guys, this is not bad. He runs, he goes back in the ring, and he gets a kick in when Stevie Ray tries to step through the ropes.
Behind you, stupid.
He lapped himself.
Now he's trapped.
Now you mine, baby. Now you mine.
All right, Stevie Ray needs to stop talking and get to him here. There he goes. Foot to the midsection. Stevie Ray.
Now you go for a slapjack.
Gonna try to put that slapjack on. Can he do it? Boy, can he end it? Oh, boy.
Oh, does he connect?
That should be just about all. 1, 2, 3, it is.
Good night, amigo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and still self-proclaimed WCW World Television Champion, Stevie Ray.
Hey! For all you suckers out there that think Stevie Ray a joke, anybody that messes with me, get that. But I ain't finished with this punk yet. And if anybody don't like it, jump up here and do something about it.
Well, it's obvious that he hasn't had enough. He wants to exact some more revenge. Yep, down goes Mickey J.
And Eddie Guerrero has arrived, and he's got the belt. Eddie Guerrero has come in
to save Chavo.
To save Chavo Jr.,
who he drove nuts.
Why would he help Chavo?
Nothing else. It's cool.
I can't answer that.
I don't want nothing with you.
Well, now he's telling, wait a second, he said, I don't want any I don't want nothing with you. And he hovers over Chavo Jr. now, does Eddie, while Stevie Ray celebrates a win.
I guess it's a case where blood's thicker than water. That's still his nephew in the ring. I wonder why Stevie Ray just walked away from Eddie Guerrero also.
Seems like Chavo doesn't want Eddie's help. He don't trust Eddie.
Maybe he realizes that that Chavo really needs some help here. As he stands up, I don't know if we're gonna have a handshake or an agreement or what, but I know we're gonna take you back to Lee Marshall with Chris Jericho right now, the internet position.
You know, Chris, this is what fans came from all over the world to see here in South Dakota. They want to see you fight to defend the World Cruiserweight Championship. No more law books, no more rule books. You're going to have to get in there with Juventud Guerrera. And Malenko was the referee.
Well, first of all, every single time I step in the ring, Lee Marshall, and you of all people should know this, especially the idiot Deli Boy should know that I always give 100% with the Jerichoholics behind me. And tonight the conspiracy continues with Dino Machino Malenko as the special guest referee. Well, Dino, you're not going to be able to cheat your way out of this one because I'm going to be watching you. I got my people here watching you. I got the people backstage watching you. And Juventud, Quasi Juice, I already took your mask. I already exposed your ugly, whiny, twisted little face. So tonight, you're going to get thrown out and you'll be finished. And Malenko, you better keep your nose in joint. You better stay straight because this is it. This is the end. The conspiracy ends tonight.
You know, Dean Malenko said that he is going to referee.
All right, we'll interrupt Lee right there to bring you back to look live here over the arena area. This capacity crowd jammed in, waiting for still to come tonight. And not only that, you can watch some of the action if you're driving by as well. Waiting for Jay Leno to come out, teaming with DDP against Bischoff and Hollywood Hogan. David Finzer, it's yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the long-awaited grudge match. Brother versus brother, tit for one fall. Introducing first, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing 260 pounds, the dog-faced Kremlin, Rick Steiner.
Well, as you promised us this past week on Thunder, on the Wednesday night edition of Thunder on TBS, that he was going to come to Sturgis and he wanted his brother in the ring. And I would venture to say this is one match that everyone has wanted to see, with the exception of maybe Scott Steiner and Buff Bagwell, and James J. Dillon's here.
Let's hold everything. Rick, I'm sorry, but there's no way this match is going to take place tonight. You're not going to wrestle tonight.
I know my brother's here. I want his damn ass out now.
Look, you're the one that whacked him in the head with a chair. Doctor said he can't wrestle for 2 weeks.
Hold on.
It's out of my hands.
Hold on a second.
Look at this.
Hold on just 1 second, Rick Steiner. I want you to see what you've done to your brother here. You know what? Last week when you came out and you hit him with a chair, look at him. Scotty, are you okay? Are you okay, though? You people, shut up! Not only did you hurt your brother last week, but myself trying to get out of the ring, as you can see, re-injured my neck also. So what I'm trying to say here is this match is not taking place tonight. Right, Scotty? Right.
All right, hold it right there. You're right about one thing. Maybe this match can't take place tonight because your doctor said that for 2 weeks he's out of commission. Our doctor verified it. But you both should have looked at that contract real close, because what it says is if the match could not take place in Sturgis tonight, WCW has the right for 45 days to reschedule that match. And guess what? The match is going to take place at the next pay-per-view, Fall Brawl, September 13th from Winston-Salem.
JJ, let's get something clear, okay, big man? I did say 2 weeks, and the doctor's note may say 2 weeks. But let's be honest, 45 days, 2 weeks, who knows with injuries like this? Who's to say my man, Big Papa Pump, is going to be ready? Scotty, can you be ready?
I think I can be ready, man.
He thinks he can be ready, but I don't think so.
Listen real close, because I'm only going to say this once. Your man better be able to wrestle, and he better show up ready to go at the next pay-per-view at Fall Brawl, because if he doesn't, he's going to be barred from wrestling for life. What?
Well, it's a miracle recovery.
Oh, my. Hallelujah. And he can run, too. Isn't that amazing?
It's a miracle.
It's incredible. It's incredible what a threat of a ban for life will do to you. So Fall Brawl, our next spectacular, in the month of September. Let's send you back, David Pinson.
Ladies and gentlemen, Road Wild continues with this one fall contest. Introducing first, representing the black and white of NWO Hollywood, and accompanied to the ringside Vincent from Kona, Hawaii, weighing 313 pounds, Brian Adams.
One of the biggest and strongest in the NWO Hollywood. That's Big Brian Adams. Of course, Vincent out with him, and still to come tonight, members of NWO Black and White against members of NWO Wolfpack, and Goldberg also there as well in a gigantic Road Wild Battle Royal. Plus, the man himself, Hollywood Hogan, and Eric Bischoff together against Diamond Dallas Page and Jay Leno, host of The Tonight Show, who certainly, over the past 2 weeks, I would say, made his mark in pro wrestling as well. If nothing else, angered Hollywood Hogan to the point to where Hogan has done the dastardly things he's done over the past 2 weeks. David Pinzer, you may talk now.
His opponent, from Austin, Texas, weighing 280 pounds, Steve Hulko McMichael!
You're looking for tough guys, look no further than this man right here, the former All-Pro with the Chicago Bears, is the type of man who, much like a Rey Mysterio Jr., will not stay down. Tough as they come. I mean, here's a guy who never missed an NFL game, and the only reason he took some time off in WCW with the broken arm was because the officials made him do it. It's nothing he wanted to do.
And he's been very busy of late, we understand, recruiting in the locker room, because he still has his sights set on a reformation of the Four Horsemen. Main obstacle, it appears at this point, is trying to convince Arn Anderson. Of course, the Enforcer tells us that he still has that fire. He just no longer has the physical tools to compete, but Mongo still seems to be set on trying to bring back the Horsemen.
It's going to be a heavy hitters matchup here, guys. Steve McMichael and Brian Adams. Look at Adams, of course, but he hooks up now with Mongo. Billy Silverman, the referee. And Mongo using his legs, strengthening his legs to push him back to the corner and gives a clean break, which may be a mistake.
Good guy does it.
So a clean break from Mongo, and I can tell you, I would think that given the chance, Bryan Adams would not do the same.
I'm surprised Mongo did.
And we may find out here in a few seconds. Here we go. Now let's see if we get a clean break. Oh, we did. How about that?
Mutual respect, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. The referee got in between them. Maybe that had something to do with it.
Or another con job.
I think it's a con job. I know there's respect there, but when you talk about NW Hollywood, first thing you think of is con job.
Yeah, especially when you look it down at ringside, you see the smile on the face of Vincent. You wonder what's going on.
Con job.
And you should know, Brain, the master of the con job. To the midsection now. Bryan Adams, right cross to the jaw that time. Bryan Adams with a headbutt of his own. So Adams now taking charge in this match early on. Sending Mongo far side. Did he miss it? He missed that clothesline. And Mongo hooks him. Front chancery.
Whoa, that's a unique takedown.
Drives him down with it.
Variation of a double arm, almost a DDT, the way that he hooked him and just drove him head first to the mat.
And Bryan Adams did the right thing. Get down low and buy some time.
I wonder what kind of advice Vincent could have given him.
He cannot give him any advice. Vincent's only there like at 911 time in an emergency.
What do you mean, no words of wisdom, just a physical presence at
ringside? Physical presence to help cause trouble. A con job, if you will. Back to the corner.
Courtesy of Hollywood Hogan.
Silverman tried to get in between, blocked by Mongo, right hand. Steve McMichael.
Oh, big man just measuring him with those right hands and big clubbing blows delivered to the back of the head of Bryan Adams.
Michael sends Adams in, measures him, tries to kick him in the face, and Adams caught him.
Oh, what power.
That is raw power right there. You're right, Brain. He caught him and just picked him up.
And you notice he didn't squat down to pick him up. He picked him up standing up. That's all upper body strength.
Short leg drop that time by Adams. Back, light on his feet, bouncing on his toes. Bryan Adams now in command of this match, and it was a mistake by Mongo to run in with, there's another one, to run in with reckless abandon that prompted this. 1-2, only got a 2 count.
Well, it sure was. Mongo committed himself when he ran into the corner, and that enabled Bryan Adams just totally turn the tide in this matchup.
And a nerve hold once again, much like we saw earlier with Psychosis and Rey Mysterio Jr. A nerve grip on the trapezius muscle, and it's very, very close. That's close up near the throat there. Almost could be a chokehold if it gets any closer, but Billy Silverman right on top of it. Adams not only has the advantage here, but look at the wide base of the legs, giving extra leverage and push down on Mongo McMichael. The man knows what he's doing, fans. You may not like him because he's NW Hollywood, but Bryan Adams can wrestle.
Well, it's also what you'd expect in this matchup. Huge experience edge here for Bryan Adams against Steve McMichael, who's just, just realistically in his second year as a pro wrestler. Oh!
Out.
That's a lot of man falling down.
Extended the arm, the lariat connects.
Yep.
Mongo up and over the top, and we knew Vincent would get involved.
Yeah, that's what Vincent does. It's not
that's
words
what
of,
he's there
That's
for.
right. It's not words of advice. It's to get involved, and it's easy to get.
Whoa!
Easy to get involved after the man's been taken down a few notches. But Mongo, I think, hitting that steel step woke him up a little bit. But Bryan Adams, once again, here you go.
And that's another reason he gets involved. The distraction that allows Bryan Adams to come from behind.
Again, when you're going up against members of the NWO Hollywood, you're going against the numbers here. Adams rolls Mongo back in. Mongo, though, looks like he may have a little bit left here, but Adams picks him up with ease. Look at this, backbreaker, and just holds him.
And that's quite a physical accomplishment, getting Mongo up into the air and then down over the knee.
Cover, got a 2 only, and Mongo rolled the right shoulder up. So that wasn't a good lateral press by Adams, but it was a great move to put him down to the middle turnbuckle, showing the agility, how he just jumped up on the middle turnbuckle and missed to drive the knee into the throat. Adams again. Mongo this time holds his ground. And Mongo picks him up. Good move by Steve McMichael.
Nicely executed side slam. Mongo out of the three-point stance.
You see it in his eyes, boy, the concentration is there, focused on his target. Mongo again from the other side. Adams up and Adams down again.
And that's that target, that left leg he's going for, right above the kneecap.
How many times did he explode off the scrimmage line in his years in the NFL, and he's still got it? Sending the big man Bryan Adams down, crashing 2 times in a row. Hit the ropes. Adams caught him that time. Wait, caught him right in the throat and then just threw him down to the mat.
Oh, gonna try and get him up in a pile driver.
Oh.
Oh, made contact with the referee, Billy Silverman.
Tried to pick him up, but
oh, what a cheap shot that was.
Someone explain that one to me.
Vincent's got a chair.
Nope, Bryan Adams got the chair. Vincent got the chair as well.
Vincent should go to the chair.
Mongo, thanks to the use of that chair, has a chance to put on his spike pile driver. And he does.
But there's nobody to count. Yes,
Yeah,
there is.
yeah, Silverman turns over and goes 1, 2, 3. The match is over.
Recovery just in time by our official, Billy Silverman, to see that tombstone, that Mongo spike connect.
What a major upset this is.
That's right, baby.
Mongo,
Horseman coming back.
member of NWO
Come to see
Hollywood, much less a guy with the size, the speed, and the power of a Bryan Adams.
And don't forget, he beat not only Bryan Adams, but he beat Vincent also.
Steve McMichael, one of his biggest wins and one of the biggest upsets we've had in a long, long time on a pay-per-view telecast. All right, Brain, it's all yours.
Get a load of this. Bryan Adams puts the boots to the referee after he was accidentally kicked by Mongo when Adams tried to pick him up. Vincent here gets the metal folding chair, gets up on the apron, says, bring him to me, let me part his hair. Vincent, once again, right on the money, takes one in the yep through the chair from Mongo. Mongo picks up big Bryan Adams with that two-stone spike pile driver, and spikes him right in the middle of that ring. Referee in position, 1, 2, and 3. A big win for Steve Mongo McMichaels over Bryan Adams of the Black and White Hollywood NWO.
Well, I think we're going to be very envious of Gene Okerlund.
Why? You got hair?
Gene? Tell us why. Take a look at this. Go ahead, Gene.
All right, you've got it exactly, Tony. You knew that I would find a little action here tonight, and I've got with me the American Iron Horse girls, just like we've got on Monday night, Monday Nitro girls. And we also have got America's finest built machine on the road today. We've ridden it all week. It is the hottest thing going. You asked, because tomorrow I'm going to be going out with President Tim Edmondson and Mark Matthews. We're going to be riding these American Iron Horses. And ladies, are we going to have some fun tonight? Let's hear it. Bikers, let's crank it up one time. Sturgis, let's hear it. Tony, back to you, my friend.
Boy, I'd like to put that thing in gear and find Okerlund somewhere in Minnesota in about a half hour.
Okerlund always gets the good gigs, doesn't he? Well,
He reminds me sitting on that bike there, Malcolm Forbes a lot.
they're revving him up. They're prepared for the WCW Cruiserweight title match. And first, the referee is going to come to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest is for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. It is set for one fall. Introducing first the special referee for this contest. From Tampa, Florida, the Iceman, Dean Malenko.
I wonder when's the last time he refereed, if he's ever refereed. But it doesn't matter, does it?
Not to us, it doesn't.
Well, I have your answer.
Of course.
When he refereed a matchup on a recent edition of Thunder. But I can tell you that's not the first time that he put on the striped shirt. We'll talk about that after this introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger for this contest from the Federal District of Mexico, Juventud Guerrera.
Okay, Professor, pray tell.
Do tell.
Interesting trivia note. A little over a decade ago, Dean Malenko spent an entire summer in the state of Florida working as a referee. So he's very experienced when it comes to being the third man in the ring.
All of the experience that he got, all of the knowledge that he got from that stint as referee, I hope he doesn't use it here tonight.
Throw it out the
the window?
Throw it out the window. Do not call this down the middle.
Cheat.
Cheat. I can't believe I agree with you on that.
I can't believe I got you to say cheat. You're coming along fine, Tony.
His opponent from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. He's the WCW Cruiserweight Champion, Lionheart, Chris Jericho!
And the fans are on him already.
I want you to want me.
Well, he is the master of the cheap trick, isn't he?
Very good.
You know, as I was driving down the streets of Sturgis today on my smoking Honda motorcycle, I realized I don't really want to perform in front of a bunch of weekend warrior motorcyclers like yourselves.
Becoming very popular here in Sturgis.
Quiet down already!
I like this. Can we bring them everywhere to drown him out?
Huh? He's just conned 150 people in the waste
And
of
if you
gas.
guys would stop revving your little Harley engines for 1 second, you would realize that you people are not true bikers, but that I am a true biker, and you all know it. Thank you.
Wow, what a late break. But he's a fine wrestler, and be very interesting to see how much of a factor Malenko will be here. Interesting enough, too, here is the fact that Jericho has ignored Malenko until right now. I mean, he came in,
Malenko's not going to put up with this.
He looked at his opponent, Juventud, made sure he was back, turned his attention to the fans here at ringside, and now for the first time acknowledges that Malenko is even a part of the ring area here, and Malenko says, here we go. Juventud and Jericho for the WCW Cruiserweight belt with Dean Malenko, the special referee.
I think it's going to be Jericho against Malenko through this whole match.
Well, Dean Malenko no longer has the opportunity to fight Chris Jericho. He had that last chance matchup, and he tried to take a page out of Jericho's book by going to the rule books, and he talked to the WCW Executive Committee, and they deemed it that Dean Malenko should be the referee for this matchup.
And of course, the stipulation was the fact that when a champion conducts himself in such a manner that is unbecoming of the title, unbecoming of the championship, that they have the authority to name any special referee to come in and try to alleviate the situation. Thus, the free hand was given to Dean Malenko.
Steps right in. No nonsense kind of guy.
Gonna call it right down the middle, it looks like.
So far.
Or at least he's going to try to make it a fair match. He goes in, and Juventud gouges the eyes. Great drop toe hold by Guerrera. Juventud, many of the same attributes that we talked about when Rey Mysterio Jr. and Psychosis came out. Look at that drop kick. That shows you the leg strength of Juventud Guerrera. He was literally horizontal to the mat that time with that drop kick. But now, Jericho absorbs a couple of knife-edge chops, and Chris Jericho sends down Juventud Guerrera.
Well, jumping back kick that time by Jericho on target. Sends Juventud to the mat. Going to set him up across the ropes and continue his assault.
What we have seen, and you've talked on this, both of you guys have talked on this, that a lot of times if you strip away the big mouth of Jericho, his annex, oh, how about that?
Not sure if our camera angle caught that, but Malenko took Jericho by the hair and just pulled him, just threw him back into the corner.
No nonsense kind of guy.
But nevertheless, you strip away all the mouthing, the loopholes that he goes through. Jericho's a fine wrestler, and he's showing a glimpse of that right there, just sidestepping Juventud.
He's a fine wrestler, Tony, but just the way he's been hand-picking his opponents as of late, just doing everything he can to maintain that WCW World's Cruiserweight title, I think is getting just about under everybody's nerves.
It's arrogance run amok. Into the corner goes Jericho. He sends Juventud all to the apron. Juventud pulls him down by the hair as well.
Juvi's up.
Malenko also warned Juventud about that hair pull. Nicely done missile drop kick, and out rolls Jericho to the floor.
Not a bad move by Chris Jericho to get out of the way. Notice how Jericho's keeping his eyes on Juventud here. Juventud hit the ropes, the other side. Jericho, he goes through the legs, and he pulls Jericho by the legs, and the forehead of Jericho hits the apron. Watch out, on the edge of the platform. And now all the way to the safety rail.
Just had him teetering right on that extended ring apron. Jericho out to the steel guardrail. Uh-oh, Juventud airborne! Springboard into a plancha cross body block, and it looks like Juventud may have hurt his knee.
And that was a long way down onto concrete, is what it was on this parking lot that we have here, this concrete asphalt surface all around. And Juventud trying to shake it off. Jericho cannot get anything going, so Juventud will get the first blow in to send him back to the apron here.
I mean, you can't do those moves off the top rope, to the floor, over the rails, into the stands, without getting hurt. You got to get hurt.
That's why they're called high-risk moves.
Yep, they know what they're doing.
Slingshot into a leg drop.
And a cover. Hooks a leg. 1, 2.
Pretty fair count, though, on Malenko's part.
Yeah, Malenko's good. He's right into this. And Malenko's done a good job, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 instances. He's not been that involved in the match. We talked about it on Thunder this past week, that a great referee will not be involved in the match. He'll be just there to count the 1, 2, 3 to make sure rules are not broken.
That's true for an official in any sport, I think. Jawbreaker connects by Jericho. Drop kick from in tight.
Jericho stalking Juventud again. And a slap to the face. Now,
that'll just wake Juvi up.
That's exactly what it'll do. It'll just get him angry. Juventud Guerrera holds his ground, sends him in. Jericho holds his ground. Back body drop, landed on the apron. Drives the shoulder into the solar plexus. Up on top he goes. Got him down.
Couldn't hold him.
1, 2, and only got a 2 count.
Good count by Malenko.
Consistent count.
Showing no favoritism.
That's right, same count on both sides. He decked him, did Juventud, and now Guerrera's going to climb the top turnbuckle here. Juventud Guerrera.
Tried that cross body, caught him in midair. Where does he go from here?
Down.
Gorilla press slam. Oh. It's almost a version of the Juvi driver right there, Mike.
Spiked him. Dropped him right on his head. Here's the cover. 2 and...
Well, now, wait a second here.
Shoulder was up.
I think that... Okay, I'm not going to say anything. I thought that was maybe a slow count there.
I don't know. It seems like his cadence has been just about the same for both wrestlers.
I thought, though, but I'm not so sure that time.
Well, let's watch and see.
Okay, let's see what happens here. Jericho picks up Juventud again, drops him down. Great execution on a vertical suplex. And now here we go again. 1, 2.
Couldn't tell there.
No favoritism on that count.
Got a 2 count again. I don't know. I just think it's a little bit slower for one man. Well, we'll just have to hang on and see here. Jericho, I don't know if he's buying time or what, but he looks out to the thousands of fans here, and they respond by revving up the engines. That's not all they respond with, but I'll leave that at that.
Not sure why he would want to buy time at this point in the matchup.
It seems like he's in control here, guys.
Especially when Juventude's in trouble.
And once again, a lot of times, and Brain, you know this as much as anyone, a lot of times your arrogance will get the best of it.
Yeah, you got to be in control of the situation. But it's hard sometimes you get in that ring. You've had your bell rung. You got like, how many people you think out here? 35, 40,000? Look at them. Far back as you can see, there's people. So that gets in your mind too.
But what he's done here in effective, given Juventud Guerrera ample opportunity to rebound here. I mean, he is
too much.
He's really walking this off, and this is really good for Juventud Guerrera to try to get back in it.
When you got Juventud hurt, take advantage of it, because the guy won't give up. He won't stop fighting. So you got to take advantage of him when you got him hurt. Don't let him get better.
Knee lift that time, staggered Guerrera, so Jericho is still in control here. Grabs him by the hair, scoop slam, puts him down. Chris Jericho.
Backsplash.
And a cover. 1, 2. Only got a 2 count.
It seemed like the count from Malenko was just fine that time.
I think the count, well, I think it was. But let's see what happens if Juventud, all right, not sure.
Shut up,
I'll leave that one alone, and we'll see where we go from here. One thing about it, though, Malenko has been a fine referee so far in this matchup.
Reverse chinlock applied by Jericho.
Yeah, it's got to be tough, too, guys.
Well, he's got so much respect for Juventud. And Jericho, he's probably sick to his stomach every time he hears the guy's name or looks at him after what he said about his late father, Boris Malenko. You know, it's just a lot for a man to take.
Checking to see if that is, in effect, a sleeper hold and not a chokehold. Malenko looking all angles, checking in, doing a darn good job of it as well. And now, Juventud, with that right arm up, is trying to mount some sort of a comeback, but you can see, you can see the clutches of the sleeper hold here. I mean, that left forearm is firmly under the jaw and up near the ear now, but Guerrera comes back. Ducks a clothesline, but could not move out of the way of a great knee from Chris Jericho.
And you notice Jericho didn't wait for Juventud to come to him. He went and got him. That was the difference in that move right there. Things don't look good for Juvi.
No, but Jericho's concentration has not been good in this match.
Don't forget, Jericho doesn't have to beat him.
Well, that's true. I mean,
that's the key to any championship matchup. You have to beat the champion by either pinfall or submission in order to have the title change hands.
Just like I learned about football, who's ever ahead at the end of the game usually wins.
Good move by Guerrera.
Heenan, master of the obvious, isn't he?
It's too much.
Taught Jack Brickhouse all he knew.
Whoa. Into the side of the head. Into the back of the neck. To the side of the head one more time. Chris Jericho just measuring Juventud. Juventud had one good maneuver, counter maneuver that time, but Chris Jericho, right now, relentless. Wrestling with an abundance of confidence. And also, one thing you got to say about Jericho is that he has not altered his offense based on anything Malenko has done. He has kind of shut Malenko out, really, during this match.
And look at Malenko, he's staying out of the way.
Nope. Tried that lion salt. I think Juventud may have gotten his knees up at the last second.
He did.
Guerrera got his knees up, blocked the punch, backhand chop. You can hear him rocking the chest of Jericho. Now Guerrera trying to come back. Short-lived. Oh, he ducks the clothesline. Great head scissor takedown by Juventud. Juventud Guerrera is going to climb the turnbuckles here. Let's see what he comes up with. Flying body attack and put him down. 1, 2.
Fair count.
Same cadence.
Same cadence is right. Very good. Right down the middle so far for Dean Malenko. Jericho holds his ground, sending Juventud in through the legs. Waist lock, trying to German suplex with a man landing on his feet.
Super agility by Juventud Guerrera.
Behind you, dummy.
Turns around just in time. Oh, he caught him. He caught Guerrera. Power bombed him down not once, but it looked like twice that time.
Now's the time to go for that lion tamer.
You're not kidding.
He rung his bell. He's helpless. All you got to do is put him in and turn, I think.
The key is to have the man down where he cannot fight you off, where he can turn him over. And you're right, Bray, now would be the great moment, but he doesn't want to do that. He wants to try to humiliate his opponent here by just kicking him out of the ring.
I think he could have beat him.
Jericho up on top, and a great shoulder driven into Juventud, who first hit the apron and then hit the platform on the outside.
He's really taking his time.
Yep.
Sometimes that'll work for you, but not too often. I would say 10% of the time it works, 90% it don't.
You know, I tell you, we have seen a lot of methodical offenses here tonight, and I think a lot of that may have to do with the weather here. We're outside, it's warm, it's humid. It takes a little bit more out of you than normally inside a venue, an arena where the air conditioning is on.
Right. And altitude.
Yes.
Factor in the TV lights as well.
Right.
Oh, what a clothesline.
Running over Juventud, 1, 2, almost got him. Arm was on the way down, and now a little bit of bantering back and forth. Jericho thinks it should have been over. It was very close, but Dean Malenko right on top of it.
Jericho, you got things going your way right now. Do not mess with the man in the stripes.
You know, one thing I did notice when they were wrestling out on the floor, Malenko did not put in a count. I think Dean Malenko wants to have a decisive winner in this matchup.
He's not going for a count out.
Juventud just can barely hold himself up on the top rope there. Jericho shoves him into the other side, tries to pick him up. Juventud comes away with a spectacular.
Great move.
DDT, 1, 2. Could not keep him down, though. Didn't really hook a leg. Was not a good lateral press for such a spectacular move. But it's given him an opening now. There's the Hoovy driver, and it's put him in the driver's seat. 1, 2.
No, man.
Kick out by Jericho again. That was a good cover that time. He had all of his weight sitting down on the shoulders. Up on top.
Oh! That'll be, makes it a little hard to ride a motorcycle. When
I would think
like
it
that.
does. But it gives now Chris Jericho the opportunity here. Superplex.
Winkle's making sure.
Yeah, he's checking both men here. And the mandatory 10 count for both men here, and boy, I'm not so neither man is moving, and Malenko here, who's up to 7.
I think it's just really just another example that Malenko wants to have a winner in this match.
Hey, Juventud rolls over. 1, 2. No! But couldn't hold him down.
Starting to rev their engines.
Yeah, great reactionary move that time for Juventud just to roll over, because I thought both men would be counted down and out that time. Juventud ahead of steam off the ropes. Caught by Jericho. Nicely done. Butterfly pickup. And
there it is.
There it is, a lion tamer.
The lion tamer's right.
In the middle of the ring, too.
No, but he doesn't have him down. Look, Juventud walking on his elbows to get to the ropes, and he does.
Malenko right there to break it.
The key is to have his shoulders and his neck on the mat, but he never got it there. He had his elbows on the mat, preventing the effects of the lion tamer. Jericho thinks the thing's over. But no, I mean, the man was in the ropes. We know it. Malenko knows it.
He gave up!
He did not give up.
Tell me what happened. Hello.
He did not give up. Head first.
Frustration's about starting to take its toll with Jericho.
He told Malenko, calmly, tell me what happened. I don't know. I thought he gave up. What happened was he was in the ropes.
Wait, what happened with Juventud here?
I think Juventud poked him in the eye.
He did.
He's blinded. Malenko can't see.
And Jericho wielding the belt.
Oh, he just waffled him with the championship belt.
He picked up that cruiserweight title belt and hit him with it.
Oh, I don't believe it.
And Dean Malenko didn't see it.
Oh, did you see Malenko's reaction there?
The king of all loopholes is going to strike again.
Dean Malenko did not see Juventud get hit with the belt.
Got him!
1, 2.
Shoulder up.
Yeah, he got it up.
And he was going to count 3.
He sure was, but the shoulder got up.
Well, the look on Jericho's face says it all, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Well, why are you getting frustrated now, Jericho? You had your opportunity 10 minutes ago to take him out.
Well, Malenko kicks the belt out, so the belt did not work when the attention of the referee was elsewhere. And now, boy, Jericho has really kicked in the intensity here. Of course, a lot of that, most of that, all of that, really anger. Well, anger from Juventud, slaps to the face. Trying to slap him hard enough to get, oh, that time Malenko pulls Juventud off. Oh. And Jericho kicks Malenko. Malenko,
Malenko just launched Juventud.
1, 2, new champ.
He got him.
New champ. How about that?
That's not victory music in a bullfight. That's your new cruiserweight title champion, Juventud Guerrero.
Another title reign for Juventud.
For the second time in his young career, Juventud Guerrero is the champion. Jericho's not over, and Malenko just nailed him with the right hand.
He's ducked it. Malenko enforces the rules in the ring. Dean Malenko obviously had a hand at the end of that. As Juventud Guerrero becomes the cruiserweight champ once again in this young man's brilliant career. And the fans roar their approval here. Here it is again.
Jericho nails him with a good right hand. Gives Malenko a shove. Malenko's had about enough. Throws him down on his behind. Don't you get up in my face, he's telling him right now. Jericho backpedaling. He realizes he's had enough. Goes down, both knees. Charges Jericho. Jericho drops him to the back of his head. Picks him up again and bangs him off that mat again. Now, he could have had him here, I believe, but he never went in for the Lion Tamer. Juventud picks him up, drops him right on his head. Come on, Juvi. Juvi pulls the leg. 1, 2, not yet. Nails him with the belt. Juvi's out now. Off the top rope, Malenko pulls Juvi away. Not really sure why, but it works. Guess Malenko gets one of the chops. He just hurls Juventud up in the air. Goes in for the cover. There's Juvi, there's Malenko for the 1, 2, 3. And your winner, and we have a new champion, Juventud Guerrero.
Wow, how about that? Continuing the celebration, the young man Juventud Guerrero, as you look, that is downtown Sturgis. They have the bikes parked alongside and right down the middle of the street, and the party atmosphere that this town has is going to continue this weekend, all throughout the weekend. It goes all the way until next Saturday, the 15th of August, this rally.
And then they tear this town down and build a slum.
It's not true. But it does become a much different town, though, when everybody leaves. But it's nothing like it. It's quite an experience, and if you're a motorcycle enthusiast, you certainly want to be a part of it. If not, just come out and look at the girls. Let's go to David Penzer.
In this contest, a wrestler is eliminated either by pinfall or being thrown over the top rope to the floor. The last man remaining will be declared the winner. Introducing first, they are Team Black and White. Making his way to the ring from Chuleta, Florida, weighing 275 pounds, one half of the WCW World Tag Team Champions, Scott Hall.
Now, Dave Penzer said you can win it by pinfall or over the top rope. 2 ways to win this battle royal.
Well, 2 ways to be eliminated.
Yes, 2 ways to be eliminated. But
and
you know,
anyone could win it.
Let's go back to David Penzer once again.
Standing 7 feet 4 inches tall, tonight weighing 533 pounds, the other half of the WCW World Tag Team Champions is the Giant.
Look at the wingspan on this guy.
He's made it personal with he and Goldberg.
Oh, yeah.
From Robbinsdale, Minnesota, weighing 262 pounds,
You know the funny thing, gentlemen, everybody in this Battle Royal at one time or another has won a Battle Royal except Goldberg.
Matter of fact, it's the first time that Goldberg has ever competed in a Battle Royal.
And it's so dangerous because you got so many big men in there.
And from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 327 pounds, Scott Thornton. They are NWO Hollywood.
And I think based on what we have seen over the past couple of years from members of the NWO, it's going to be the first time in a Battle Royal where I really think you're going to see decisive team lines drawn. As a matter of fact, if anything, Goldberg's the odd man in this thing.
It's going to be more like an 8-man tag.
And one man by himself.
Yeah.
And one man is the man.
The man.
Goldberg. Scott Hall has the microphone.
Hey, yo. It's that time in the show when we like to take a little survey. So is there anybody here at Road Wild that came to see that red hot black and white express?
There's your answer, Polly.
Is there anybody here at Road Wild that came to see that lame wolf pack? Okay. Now, is there anybody here at Road Wild who came to see Goldberg?
Well, they let him know it.
Survey says one more for the good guys.
We'll invest some money in a miracle here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to introduce Team Red and Black. First, from North Scottsdale, Arizona, weighing 328 pounds, the leader of the pack, Big Sexy, Kevin Nash.
Well, I guess we're finally going to get to see that confrontation. Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. Big Sexy, the Giant Killer. I guess, what is it, medium sexy, the
Super
Nash
sexy,
Killer?
he told me today.
Oh,
Super
he's changed
sexy.
it now.
Why were you talking to him today?
Well, I was.
Are you in cahoots with?
What were you doing? It's NWO Black and White.
I'm a broadcast journalist. I was in the back and I happened to be reminiscing about the.
All right, don't bury yourself anymore.
He came to me.
All right, let's go back to David Penzer
From
again.
Venice Beach, California, weighing 256 pounds, this is Sting.
Well, he can't come out of the ceiling here.
And look at this. This is a
From Chicago, 270 pounds. He's the total package. Lex Luger. And finally, from Mexico City, weighing 249 pounds, Conan. They are the NWO Wolfpack.
smart move to stay together before going to the ring individually, wouldn't you think, with the NWO Black and White in the ring?
Great strategy. Keep it as a unit. And just amazing, it continues, the trend continues everywhere we go. Across this country, across the world, they love the Wolfpack.
Yes, they do.
Wait till you see and hear the reaction when they announce this man.
Isn't it amazing? You know, Goldberg, the world champ's going to walk into a den of 8 men.
Where he's never been before.
Where he's never been before.
And may never be again. Now, what would happen if he gets taken out here and can't defend the title?
Time to talk to J.J. Dillon, I guess.
Well, let's get to that if and when it happens. You know, you're right. You said that Nash had a chance to get his hands on Scott Hall for the first time ever. Kevin Nash has the microphone.
Sturgis, South Dakota! Wolfpack in the house! Yo, 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 let me speak on this. ¡Órale! ¡Arriba la raza! Everybody knows that Sturgis and the Wolfpack is bowdy, bowdy, yeah.
Back to the point about Hall and Nash. If Nash keeps his sights on Hall and makes that his only target, a lot of times that's not a good piece of strategy to use in a battle royal.
The secret to winning a battle royal is stay out of the way. Let everybody eliminate one another. Then when no one's looking, you dump them out.
And finally, he's from Ports Unknown, weighing 296 pounds, with a record of 129 wins and 0 losses. The WCW World Heavyweight Champion, the undefeated Goldberg!
There he is, the man, the heavyweight champion of the world.
And what a unique situation it is for a world heavyweight champion to be involved in a battle royal. He volunteered for this. He threw his hat into the ring. And he remains undefeated at 129-0.
And you know what he's thinking? He wants to get his hands around the Giant's neck. That's what Goldberg wants. There he is. To catch one of those uppercuts in the end.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of that before this one's over. There'll be a lot of those uppercuts. The man who has been so awesome in singles competition, how does he plan strategy for this? Who's next? Could be a lot of them. So 9 men will go into this Road Wild Battle Royal. 1 man is very much a loner.
Tony, that's another great point you made. Used to singles competition. What about ring positioning when there's so many other wrestlers in the ring? How's he going to be able to react to that?
Well, if you take it for what it's worth, the track record for the man named Goldberg. Okay, here we go. The bell sounds. How much experience did he have before he won the world title?
Look at him. He's moving around. He's went from corner to corner.
Yeah,
he's watching everybody else fight.
He's watching everybody else fight, and that's what they're doing. Wolfpack pairing off against members of NWO Hollywood, and Goldberg is standing there watching it happen.
But he's ready. He's not just standing there. He's crouched. He's ready.
He's keeping his eyes on the Giant is what he's doing. And he and the Giant hook it up. Goldberg and the Giant in the midst of all of this. There's always now, if they pair off like this, an odd man. Momentarily hit the Giant and then walked away from it. He's looking around. Goldberg being very, very intelligent about the way he's approaching this battle royal.
And check out the right of the screen where Kevin Nash is controlling Scott Hall.
Meanwhile, there you see it again in the corner as Goldberg is, all of a sudden Goldberg gets hit, nails Scott Hall with an uppercut, forearm shot. Oh, and he got kicked by Kevin Nash. And that enables Scott Hall. He's going to try this outsider edge. No, he's going to go out. It's over.
Yeah, he's outside all right. Outside the ring and eliminated. Scott Hall out.
1 down. Nash is going over to get him.
Well, Kevin Nash just went over the top rope.
And he just eliminated himself is what he did just to get Scott Hall.
Oh!
Well, this fight continues with these two men have been eliminated. And there's the Goldberg spike.
He just speared Curt Hennig.
Now, that's not a good move for a battle royal because it takes you down. When you're down, you're in trouble because everybody else is standing up around you. A lot of things can happen to you. You don't want to leave your feet in a battle royal.
Only 2 men have been eliminated, so 7 men remain. As Hall and Nash continue to fight back towards the entranceway here.
There's a big thug, that Norton.
Well, you're not kidding, Norton is, and he has Goldberg, or actually has Konnan down, as Goldberg and Hennig are paired off in a neutral corner.
Giant's got Sting in one corner there. Goldberg's smart. He's moving around. He's not making any mistakes.
Very intelligent approach to this. You see what he's doing.
He's not going after anybody. He's letting them come to him.
Making sure that no one's behind him as he puts his back to.
Very smart move. I didn't think he'd do that. I thought he'd come in there and just start throwing people around. Real smart move.
Into the side of the head.
Ooh, the Giant just delivered a headbutt to Sting that sent him down to the mat. Oh. Was it now 541 and a half he weighed in at the other night?
Oh, yeah, that was the other night, though.
That's right.
He's had 68 meals since then.
But that gives Goldberg a chance. Goldberg, once again, very intelligent, maneuvering through. Oh, boy.
Whoa.
Massive headbutt.
This was the whole reason that Goldberg wanted to be involved in this battle royal. Another chance to get his hands on the Giant. Whoa. Might be reconsidering.
Goldberg's still on his feet, though.
We've seen Goldberg up in that arm slam. We've seen the spear take the Giant down.
But the Giants made no attempt to throw him out.
I think the Giant wants to do more than just throw the man out. I think he wants to send a clear-cut message not only to Goldberg, but promoters and wrestlers around the world that he, the Giant, is a true dominant force. The fans chant the name of Goldberg repeatedly here. And there you see Hennig trying to send Goldberg out.
Hennig's trying. Goldberg just walks away from. Luger's in a little bit of trouble here.
Headbutt as Konnan goes down from a headbutt from the Giant. Konnan fights back. There's a man with determination for you. Sting, meanwhile, trying that Scorpion Deathlock on Curt Hennig, but turns actually into the fist from Scott Flash Norton.
Right, remember you can be eliminated if you submit or if you're pinned, in addition to being tossed over the top rope. And Konnan just walked into the big boot of the Giant, turned around, and Goldberg caught him with the spear.
Goldberg spears Konnan and now shoots Konnan out to the floor. Konnan's gone, but watch out, Hennig grabs Goldberg.
Hennig got him.
Goldberg's feet went off the canvas that time. He almost went out, but he stays in and Hennig tries to duck under the legs.
And look, he grapevines the leg. He drops his weight, bends the knees, grapevines the leg. He is really a smart man.
So we are finding out something we already knew anyway, and that is the fact that not only is he powerful, not only is he dominating, he is very, very smart.
And he wrestles
Yes, he wrestles a smart man's game.
It is obvious he came into this matchup with a real sound strategy, but now they've got him double teamed in the corner, Hennig and the Giant on Goldberg.
But he's still on his feet, and he's holding onto those ropes.
Always maintaining his balance, so important.
The Giant's going to pick him up. The Giant looked like a little frustration on his face there as well.
Deposit him.
Oh boy. Thought a minute he would try to throw him out,
too.
But he just dropped him down in a belly-to-back suplex. Scott Flash Norton is down. Sting and Luger working over him.
Goldberg always goes back to the corner because it's harder to throw a man out in the corner.
Sure.
That way you have two ropes to grab. You have a turnbuckle. You have a ring post. Always goes back to the corner with his back to the corner. Very smart move.
Yeah, plus he doesn't have eyes in the back of his head to watch out to see which member of the NWO Black and White is going to be attacking.
And he knows he has no friends in there. Everybody like to say, I'm the one that dumped Goldberg.
Speaking of getting dumped, down goes Hennig, and out goes Hennig.
Courtesy of Goldberg.
That was Goldberg eliminated him.
Now he's thrown out how many so far? He's thrown out
Scott Hall, Conan, and now Kurt Hennig.
And wait a minute, Sting goes out. Scott Norton goes out. Luger, Giant, and Goldberg are left.
Look at Goldberg. He's not going to make a mistake. He's just going to wait.
Oh my! Speared the total package.
And out goes Luger. It's down to 2 men.
The immovable object.
But he walked right into that throttle. He's got him hooked up in the air.
That's the one mistake he made.
The choke slam.
That's the one mistake he made all night.
That's right, and it could be the most critical one. Look at this!
Shaking off the effects of the choke slam. If the Giant turns around, he's back with a spear.
He took him down 541.5 pounds. Now he's going to pick him up.
Well, he has to toss him over the top, or is he?
Oh, is he
There's no. He's going to try the jackhammer.
Can he do it?
Like the biggest athlete in pro sports is out.
He did it. He did it.
Has the leg hook. 1, 2. He did it.
He's phenomenal. He's the man. He is the man.
The WCW World Champion wins the Battle Royal, and I guess you could count it down 130 and all, but if you count how many men he threw out, it could be up to 135 or 136.
The undefeated streak continues either way.
And not only this, gentlemen, that's his first Battle Royal. His first Battle Royal he's ever competed in.
Undefeated in Battle Royals to boot. And can you believe that? 7'4", 541 pounds up in the air with the jackhammer.
And a half. The Giant is still down. Look at this. Picks Goldberg up in that choke slam. I thought he had him here. Goldberg waits, spears the Giant, takes him off his feet. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 541.5 pounds that man right there, that man Goldberg picks up and gets the pin over. Referee in position. 1, 2, 3. Goldberg, he's done it again.
And the story of this one, guys, not necessarily, obviously, a lot of stories here, but the story of this, not necessarily the jackhammer and the spear that we've come to know. The story is of how he approached the entire match.
Very smart strategy, very sound game plan by Goldberg throughout the matchup, gaining him the victory in his first ever Battle Royal.
So we've come to the moment the world's been waiting for, and there's a lot of questions that need to be answered as we're going to take a look at, you're looking at Downtown Live, Sturgis, as thousands of fans are flocked into downtown, and
it's live, all right.
You're not kidding, it's live, and it's live here. A lot of questions. Can Jay Leno compete? And what happens if Hogan gets his hands on Jay Leno? Will Diamond Dallas Page try to protect Leno or try to take Hogan out? We know recently the heat between the two teams, especially between Hogan and Diamond Dallas Page, have been vicious. So with all those questions to be answered, the moment is at hand. We take you now down to Michael Buffer for the ring introductions of our much anticipated tag team main event here at Road Wild.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for WCW NWO Road Wild main event of the evening. Are you ready?
I am.
Are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
And it truly is rumbling here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. The rumble of the motorcycles. But hey, a moment to rumble into the ring. Silk and Saul with Goldberg.
Well, if something happens to Jay Leno, I want everyone to know I'm available to do the Tonight Show.
You never miss an opportunity, do you?
You are a weasel to the day you die.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring at this time, 3 men and the lovely Miss Elizabeth, who will compromise Team Hollywood and the original New World Order. First, wearing black and white, he stands 6 feet tall and weighs 210 pounds. This native of Detroit, Michigan, the Motor City, is president of WCW and NWO. He is also a TV talk show host and star, but beyond that, he is a belted martial arts expert who is more than capable of taking care of business in the ring. He is Mr. Eric Bischoff.
Bischoff must have wrote that for us.
And his tag team partner, who is in the company of the Dangerous Disciple. He stands 6 feet 7 inches tall and weighs 276.5 pounds. He is probably the most famous and recognized face in the history of professional wrestling. His physical strength and power have flattened opponents on every continent and all 4 corners of the world. Tonight, he plans to destroy the careers of his opponents in this match. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the leader of the NWO, Hollywood Hogan!
The Disciple is the X Factor here, guys. How many times has he been involved in matches at the bidding of Hollywood Hogan? We know what Bischoff can do in the ring. We've seen it. We know he's a skilled fighter is what he is.
Oh, yeah.
Black belt in karate. A tournament karate fighter is what Eric Bischoff was before he became a part of WCW many years ago. So he's a tough guy. But now the introduction that has the world on the edge of its seat.
And now making their entrance to the ring, we have the Tonight Show team, led by and trained by the man who trained Karl Malone, the man known to wrestling fans around the world as a star who has no association with or no affiliation to any professional wrestling cult or group. He stands 6'4" and weighs 258 pounds. Wearing black and blue from the Jersey Shore, ladies and gentlemen, the master of the Diamond Cutter, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. And his tag team partner, here with his manager from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the talented leader of the Tonight Show band, Kevin Eubanks. He steps into this ring in defense of his title as Talk Show King. The challenge was issued, and he is answering the call. He weighs in at 205.5 pounds, and from the ground to the top of his hair, he stands 6'1". He has trained hard, and now he is ready. From Burbank, California, and the Tonight Show, presenting the undisputed champion of late night television, Mr. Jay
Ready to me.
Well, it's time to end the war of words, the posturing, the mind games, and let's get it on in a physical battle.
That's right.
Bischoff, I'm going to take care of that work.
Leno gets the first strike in, dumping his water on Bischoff and Hogan. Right in the midst of their own monologue.
Get out of the way, brother. Get out of my way.
Uh-oh.
You better move that chair over there.
Hollywood's upset.
Right now. You better get over that chair right now. Here. Get that. Put that over there on that side. You better start.
So Jay Leno starting the chant with Diamond Dallas Page. You know, you're right, Brain. I mean, you can see it in his eyes and the way he walked into the ring that Jay Leno has come to fight here.
I think DDP got him in that frame of mind. He told him, he says, this is no laughing matter. We're not just kidding around. He said, be careful out there. Listen to me. I'll help you.
They have stayed firmly in the ring while Bischoff and Hogan have stayed on the outside. Amazing to me that Page, based on what has gone down this whole week, can keep his temper down. But he's a big-time player. He knows what this match means to Leno. He knows what this match means to him, so he's staying very calmly in the ring, waiting for the opponents to get in there.
Pretty confident look on the face of DDP as well.
Maybe he knows something we don't know.
Yeah, he's been in training with Leno for the past, what has it been, 10 days or so?
We don't know anything about Leno. He could be a black belt, too. I don't know. Do you?
Well, he hasn't talked that much about it on The Tonight Show, about his past. Doesn't need to, though. So Leno will stay on the outside. Page says, hey, I went in the ring. He points at Hollywood Hogan, and here we go. Or do we? Hogan and Bischoff have not made I don't know. They haven't made a decision as to who's going to start here.
Hogan's going to start.
Hogan and Page will begin things. Diamond Steel with that smile on his face, boy, you know, as he turns and wheels and looks at Bischoff, that he wants to get his hands on Hogan and wait no more. Hogan pushed him back to the corner.
Yeah, Kevin Eubanks at ringside. Check out the guns on him.
Wow, you're not kidding? More than just the leader of the Tonight Show band, isn't he? Look at those arms. You know, Eubanks was the one that clued Jay Leno in on all of this. He told Jay, and I was watching the Tonight Show that night when he said, hey, do you see what's going on with WCW and this talk show that Eric Bischoff has? And of course, that touched off what you see the end result is here.
He snitched.
Yes, he did. From the neutral position, Hogan, the full arm drag and twist on Page. Page trying to counter, and he does. And Page drives the shoulders in to Hollywood Hogan. Hair takedown. Oh, Hogan. My goodness. Oh! Leno with a left hand.
Cheap shot, but I like it.
You're not kidding, we like it. Into the ropes goes Page. Swinging neck breaker.
I thought he was going for the diamond cutter there.
First physical involvement from Leno, the slap in the face to Hogan. That turned him around and allowed Page to hit that swinging neck breaker.
You look over the shoulder of Eubanks, looking on. Page grabbing the hair. Look at Kevin Eubanks post Hollywood Hogan.
Shoulder first into the steel, now rolls him back into the ring while Leno cheers him on.
We talked about the involvement of the Disciple.
Roll up.
1, 2, almost got a 2 count.
Somehow I can't picture Doc Severinsen doing that.
Little high fives here from Eubanks, who got involved and did exactly what we predicted the Disciple would do. Now he's almost challenging the Disciple to come over and get involved as well.
Yeah, you.
Shine that bald head.
Page has tried to stay in his corner. And Leno starting the chants again with the fans here.
Leno leads the cheers from the ring apron.
They went to hook up again with Hogan one step ahead. Into the midsection, kicked him in the gut. Rakes him right at the turnbuckle with Bischoff.
Look at Bischoff jawing all the time. Never shuts his mouth, just keeps on talking. All he does is keep beating those gums, beating those good back and forth, talking.
Shut up. In the corner still, chokehold here applied. Tag is made.
One thing I hate is a big mouth.
Double team, Bischoff gets exchange in. Leno wants it.
Let him in, let him go.
Swanson Hogan.
He's going for Hogan.
Yeah, he wants Bischoff is what he wants. As much as anything else, and he was tired of the double team. And here comes Bischoff. Look at the balance that Bischoff lays those kicks in with, guys.
Oh, just walked right into a big boot from DDP.
What did he
make that tag?
Here comes.
That's what the fans want to see.
Here's Jay.
Look at Bischoff. Tags in Hogan. He tagged in Hogan.
We're going to see Leno against Hogan now.
Is that? Well, we didn't expect that. We thought he'd get his blows in against Bischoff, but Bischoff quickly cowered away from Jay Leno.
Tag Dallas now. Come on, Leno.
I think Leno wants in there, guys. I don't think he wants to take. Look at Darren, hit him on the chin.
I can do it from here.
Quite a target.
Please. Leno is willing to get in against one of the all-time greats in wrestling, and this is quite a story in itself. First time in the wrestling ring, the first time he'll ever hook up, and he's going to hook up against the legendary Hollywood Hogan. Or is he? How about that quickness exhibited by Jay Leno?
And good agility, too.
Swatted at Bischoff.
This guy's played sports.
He's very agile, there's no question. Daring him again.
I got hair, you don't.
Having a good, we're enjoying this, fans. And we hope you are as well.
And what a situation for Hogan to be involved with here against Jay Leno. You know he doesn't want to be embarrassed.
Leno moves out of the way again and tags in Page.
Smart move.
You're not kidding, it was. Page comes in.
I'd like to manage Leno.
Yeah! The corner. Into the eyes goes Hollywood Hogan, and that stops DDP short. Right hand into the head. Leno has shown us something. I mean, he's
got guts.
He's got guts, and he's using the things that have made him a major star in the entertainment industry, and that is his mouth. Enticing Hogan in, moving away, showing us the quickness. It's mostly been DDP and Hogan, and now Page battling back. Shoulder drives in. Down on the arm once again goes DDP. Driving Hogan down, straddling now. And break an arm that way. Wait a second, tag again. Now Hogan's down, and Jay Leno, full arm dragon twist. Another one. Drags Hogan to the mat.
Oh, you gotta love it.
Leno's got Hollywood on his knees.
And look at this, look at the leverage, pushing on the elbow.
I love it.
Obviously, the training with DDP paid off.
Yeah, but there's got to be an aptitude from the student, too. Uh-oh. Handful of hair. Leno is in trouble.
Oh! I don't care how much training you've had. His body isn't made to take a move like that.
You're not kidding. In the corner, no place to any. Oh, he moved out of the way again. Leno showing it. Once again, the full arm dragon twist, using elementary, basic wrestling holds and being very effective.
Oh, that's probably what Dallas taught him. If you're in trouble, grab a hold of something.
That's exactly right, Bray. That's a good call. Well,
Are
Leno,
you kidding?
Leno's again? All right, here he comes.
I've been in there twice, pal.
The double team. And a double clothesline. Leno makes the cover 1-2. And he got a 2 count. Oh, my. And tags. How about that? A 2 count from Jay Leno on Hollywood Hogan. Eubanks grabs his chair away from Hogan. Nails Hogan with a chair. Page rolls him back in. Kevin Eubanks has been a major factor on the outside. Forearm shots by DDP. Into the rope. Oh, Bischoff got the foot on top of the head. Head no effect. Bischoff goes down. Page goes down when he turned around. Hogan cleaned his clock.
Disciples out there. Goes Elizabeth.
Eubanks went over towards Bischoff, but thought better of it when he saw the disciple turn the corner.
Page.
How about a Page? Who's the man?
This is a real
Who's the greatest of all time?
important point in this match, guys. If Page gets in trouble to where he has nowhere else to turn, now remember, he still must turn to a guy very inexperienced in the ring.
That's why the pressure is all on the shoulders of Diamond Dallas Page. Oh, what impact in the corner. That clothesline delivered by Hogan.
I bet you Leno doesn't want in there now.
Right now, Hogan's in charge. Bischoff comes in at a basic Bischoff opportune time. Into the side of the head, driving the knuckles into DDP. if they can take Diamond Dallas Page out, I can tell you right now, for as much as he's shown us already tonight, Jay Leno will really be up against the wall. Oh, Bischoff.
Look at the fast hands on Bischoff.
You're not kidding. Look at this. Fans, I'm going to be honest, I'm very impressed. Great rapid fire combination blows by Eric Bischoff that time. Oh.
Shouldn't have turned his back on DDP.
The master of the second win, DDP. Hogan was handed something by the disciple. He's got it in his hands.
Something taped up.
It's an illegal object.
Oh.
Down goes Page.
Page had no idea. He just walked right into that right hand loaded by something. Bischoff on top.
And the referee is arguing with the disciple and says, hey, turn around. 1, 2. Page got away. The time it took for the referee to get back to make the count was all DDP needed. Hogan gets the exchange in. What happened to that illegal object? Did he tuck it down in his boots?
I think he's got it in his weightlifting belt there.
He may have. As Kevin Eubanks walks around at ringside, Page.
Well, Leno trying to distract Hogan.
He wants in, guys.
He certainly does.
He will not, he's not back down at all. But his partner is in grave trouble here. Bischoff is in, or Megan Leno is in as Bischoff holds on.
And Hogan's got that fist loaded again.
He sure does. Throws it outside. The disciple tucks it in his vest. Meanwhile, in the corner at the feet of Eric Bischoff, a winded, beaten, but still determined Diamond Dallas Page. Into the ropes. There's the big foot.
Now you know what's next. Usually likes to drop that big leg.
The big leg drop. It's classic Hogan wrestling, but DDP is pulling and scraping. Kevin Eubanks encouraging DDP to make a tag, and so is Leno. Or at least to get back up.
Oh yeah, there's no quitting the People's Champion. What a clothesline delivered by Page.
I would say it. Page has to make that tag, but I don't know who.
There's only one tag to make, guys, and he's got to make it.
It's scary, but Leno's doing a great job in there. Hogan crawling to make that tag to Mr. E.
Bischoff gets the tag in. And the tag to Jay Leno. Out goes DDP. And now.
Is it the Tonight Show versus
Nightcap?
Nightcap.
This is what it's all about. This is what Leno. Oh, Leno went to the hair and got poked in the eyes by Bischoff.
He is going to be the queen of comedy. You better stay off that bad time.
Oh!
That was the great equalizer delivered by Leno.
How about that? He's a quick learner.
He knows what to do in that ring, all right.
Caught him with the right hand.
Bischoff goes down. Leno light on his feet. Again.
Those short, explosive punches.
You want it right there.
He's gonna put him in the turnbuckle.
Again.
I love it. Pillar to post.
Hogan saying no, not again.
Bischoff trying to fight him off.
No, he's the other turnbuckle. Jay Leno in command. And the fans counting right along with him. Down goes Bischoff.
Look at Leno. Bring on Goldberg.
Down goes Bischoff in a heap. He's in trouble.
Watch out from behind. Watch out from behind. It's Hogan. Oh, Leno. Jay Leno in a tough spot. Oh, he moved.
The quickness of Leno, believe it or not. And clothesline sends Hogan over the top.
Eubanks in.
Eubanks is in, the disciple.
He's circling the diamond cutter.
He's going for the diamond cutter.
Can he do it?
Yes, he can.
Yes.
Yeah. Put a diamond cutter on Bischoff. He put it on Bischoff. Leno's going to make a cover. 1, 2, 3.
Jay Leno wins it. Jay Leno wins it.
He is still the king of late night talk.
fierceness of Jay Leno. How about the teamwork? What a moment.
Think of how embarrassed Hulk Hogan must be right now, along with Eric Bischoff. They're not going to be happy campers, gentlemen.
Jay Leno showed us a lot, guys.
Yeah.
His quickness, the blows were pretty darn good.
His guts,
his determination, and of course, on the outside, Kevin Eubanks as well was spectacular. This was a big win. Wait, oh no! Oh, wait a minute. Leno and Eubanks decked by Hollywood Hogan.
Oh, what a cheap shot.
Oh, Hogan nails Leno. Cheap shot is what they're all about. And Hogan standing on the throat of Jay Leno. Eubanks on the outside, can't even get in.
NWO black and white trying to get in the last laugh on Leno.
Oh, they've hit. Oh!
It's time, time of the world champ to come in. And that means. Oh, a double spear!
Took out Hogan and Bischoff in one move.
Goldberg to the rescue. That's unity.
WCW, Jay Leno, Kevin Eubanks, DDP, Goldberg, The Tonight Show all together.
Feel that bang! Next.
Well, Ian, I don't think there's denying that we have witnessed not only professional wrestling history, but entertainment history as well. Right off of the set, right out of the monologue.
That man showed me something there. Never been in the ring before. Trained for what, a week or so? Didn't really know what he was doing in that ring. You never do. Takes you years and matches. A lot of that under your belt. You learn from the people that you associate with. You learn from the people you watch. This man knew nothing, but showed how really gutsy he is.
Gutsy is the word.
Well, there's another word, but
there's a lot of words we can use, but gutsy is the first that comes to mind. When Bischoff really laid down the first blow, so to speak, by having his own talk show, hopefully, if nothing else, this will put a stop to NWO Nightcap.
Look at this. Leno hammering Bischoff's head on that turnbuckle. One hand, handful of hair. Bischoff wishes he'd never seen Burbank, believe me. Head bouncing off that turnbuckle. Look at this. Eubanks comes in from behind, signals Diamond Cutter. Good cheap shot move, I like it. Turns Bischoff around. Good night, Eazy-E. Face down, rolls out of the ring. Look at Leno. Sneaks over, turns Bischoff. Wrestling move, hooks the leg, hooks the neck, gets the 1, 2, 3 count. Your winner from The Tonight Show, ladies and gentlemen, Jay Leno.
Along with Diamond Dallas Page and Kevin Eubanks in their corner, and Goldberg, of course, coming in to help out. That was a textbook cover. Hooking away.
Nicely done.
Nicely done. A quick learner, I would say. A great student of the game. And a big night for all of us here in World Championship Wrestling. Fans, I tell you, as you know, our next event is going to be Fall Brawl coming up in the month of September as we go into the fall season. Already announced here tonight, James J. Dillon said, hey, we are going to sign Scott Steiner against Rick Steiner, and it's very obvious that Scott Steiner is going to be in pretty good shape come Fall Brawl.
No question about that. The ultimate swerve artists, Marcus Buff Bagwell and Scott Steiner, they were notified this evening by J.J. Dillon that that matchup, Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner, will take place at Fall Brawl.
And also, fans, as you know, we have a new Cruiserweight champ at Juventud Guerrero, but the lasting memory of this night is going to be that pin Jay Leno put on one Eric Bischoff after the Diamond Cutter by one Kevin Eubanks. A big night for pro wrestling and a big night for the entertainment world.
No doubt about that, but you got to take your hat off to Jay Leno. He got in that ring with a week of training against a man, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, against a man with martial arts ability like Eric Bischoff. Never did pull his hand away, wanted to tag, wanted to get in there, grabbed hold when he had to. You got to take your hat off to it. What a great pay-per-view this has been.
Well, it's been great wrestling action here tonight on WCW's Road Wild. Mike Tenay and Bobby the Brain Heenan, Mean Gene Okerlund, thank you very much. And fans, as we said, coming up in the month of September, it's going to be Fall Brawl. The event, of course, has been a big part
of the wrestling scene during the month of September, and of course it begins our fall, as you know, leading all the way into December when we bring you Starrcade. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great night of wrestling action. I say wrestling action here at Road Wild in Sturgis, but we're in many ways not finished yet. We're going to right now, as you take a look at the pyro up in the fireworks up in the air in the celebration of what went down here tonight, we're going to take you to a special look at Fall Brawl here at Road Wild. High above the arena here, this makeshift arena we have, the helicopter high above with the great shots here tonight.
Still have Travis Tritt on deck.
Yes, we do. And a lot of the fans are waiting for his music.
I'd like to issue a challenge right now, too. I'd like to challenge Mr. Rogers. I'm pretty sure I can take him.
I bet you can. Here's a special look at the big event coming up in September, Fall Brawl.
In a perfect world, there would be no conflict. There would be peace.
But in our world, nobody gets along. It's an all-out war. And the only way to settle it is in the confines of a steel cage. No surrender, no escape. It's WCW NWO Fall Brawl War Game. Sunday, September 13th, live and only on pay-per-view. Call your cable or satellite company to order now.